Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Start here.
Vetoing already, are we? As far as quick. I think IUPUI loves the fact that Purdue just picked Purdue. I mean, is this a if your opponent doesn't like Dust 2, I mean, I don't know what kind of scouting they've done, but typically Dust 2 are not going to go hand in hand when a team plays them. Obviously, this is speculation. I think IUPUI finds himself in a kind of a weird position here because they're going to be the team that usually picks Vertigo, right? So they've got to figure out what map they want. I'm pretty sure, yeah, okay. Nuke is not certain. I think it was either going to be Nuke or Mirage, depending on what kind of scouting they had done. And then we'll likely see IUPUI ban Ancient. Yeah, and Purdue banned Mirage, so Mirage could have been kind of a cute pick there, but I guess the thought is that like everyone plays Mirage, and their Mirage probably isn't that much better than what it would be. I love these three maps. These are three maps that I love watching, so should be good. I mean, if IUPUI was going to be in this series, these are the maps that exact pretty much the exact three maps they wanted.
Desktop
The whole
audio was
time,
not muted.
so that they heard me talking to myself.
Yes. Hey, it is what it is.
All right, that was raw, right? EIP.
Yep.
It's raw. So on FACEIT Elo, Purdue is pretty much is hard favorite to win this one. Purdue has pretty much four solid level 10s in terms of Elo and one kind of on the border. IUPUI's on has Andy who's dug into level 10. Chris should be at Andy's Elo or higher, obviously. So I guess in terms of potential FACEIT Elo, if you move Chris up 600, this is probably an even game. The difference is only actually 200 elo, so IUPUI would be heavily favored if CMX was just at Andy's elo. But obviously, those same kind of adjustments could be made in terms of Purdue, and at the end of the day, it's just Pug elo trying to speculate how close this game should be. Has this iteration of IUPUI played this iteration of Purdue?
No, they have not.
No, this never happened. Okay. Well, the last time IUPUI played Purdue then was it would have been quite a while ago, over 2 years, maybe 3 years ago at this point. I think it was January. It's going to be 3 years this coming January, probably. It'll be it'll either be 2 or 3 years this coming January. IUPUI beat Purdue in three maps. I think what happened was we had lost our own map pick of Overpass, and then beat them on their map pick of Inferno, maybe, and then won on Train on map 3. I know it took three maps because we lost Overpass pretty badly. It was map 1 and we lost Overpass, and we ended up on CT side second half, I think. Or did we end up? It's been so long. You'd have to go back and watch Sully cast and Upmind cast our CSL game versus Purdue 2 years ago. And then CSL would go on to never pay them. or at least take forever to pay them. So Vertigo, I think is one of the maps that is definitely considered to be at the very least 9-6 CT sided, 10-5, maybe what some people would tell you. It's a map where CTs can pretty much, if they want to, take any piece of map control they want early in the round. And then in the same vein, once that util is gone, the Ts can pretty much take that map control back. Almost, I mean, both ramp towards A and stairs towards B, I think are kind of like banana. Even mid on Vertigo is kind of like a banana on Inferno, where like if the CTs put a sufficient amount of push on that area, it is very, very difficult for the T side to not end up in a situation where they're hard punished for staying and try to fight, or just forced to give. Which is all to say that IUPUI is going to be starting on the CT side of this map, presumably. They'll choose CT side as this was produced, I think. Which means you're looking to get off to a good start. Now, Vertigo is also a map that is, I think, very retake heavy, and that there are definitely a lot of situations where giving the bomb site is just optimal. I'm thinking especially A, you know, if you don't have RAM control, typically what you end up doing is playing people, very far back or in safe corners where they can make wall bangs happen. They can just shoot through the wall of smokes and no danger of getting swung. And you just wait till the smokes are gone and retake. And then on B, I mean, a lot of teams will end up on 1B setups in the late round, which I mean are essentially retake setups, right? I mean, if 3 players come running at your bomb site and you only have 1 player on Vertigo playing default box, it's really not something like an Inferno, a site where you can get easy, triple kills by just isolating your fights. Very much plays like a Valorant map in that sense. I know how much Straylock loves Valorant.
I do. It's a great game. I'm just setting up a bit. So I'm gonna use the HUD. Unfortunately, my watermark, they kind of top part, and they won't let me buy a license. I've actually been banned.
I'm gonna send them an email with a clip of you saying that there's a huge horrible watermark, and then they'll never let you buy it. Well, Tristan is not in the server. I will make note of that. FACEIT has always had minor difficulties. Actually, I'm not gonna say minor. They've always had major difficulties joining people in progress or forcing stopping if 5 people don't connect with their configs, because they kind of just shift their pug configs over to the tournaments, which makes sense for just your casual FACEIT points cups, but it's not for something like this where tech issues are going to likely be existent, and you want the result to be more robust than someone not connecting. Is Tristan team captain?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Computer issues.
All right, well, they got lucky. I mean, he's on his brother's computer,
I'll be
which
right
has
back
the worst hard drive
while
of all
we
time.
wait for Tristan coming.
Actually, the worst hard drive I've ever seen. I've had the unfortunate displeasure of playing many Valorant matches with Tristan's brother, and it takes him like 3 minutes to load up the game, just the game. So this is likely what's plaguing this match connect issue. Five minutes worth of pause time. I mean, you would hope that would be long enough to connect, but you never know. And I don't know exactly what the tech issue is. It's only speculation on my part. Well, if nothing else, this gives us more than enough time to speculate what Purdue's pistol round strategy is going to be. They've got the, I'd say very common pistol round util kit of 2 flashes and a smoke on 1 player. I think what we'll see from professional teams going forward, and maybe we won't, but is maybe having the player who has this utility kit, you know, throw the nades to someone with armor and kind of like run in and die for the entries. It just depends on whether your expected value of your first guy in getting body shot once, losing his aim to aim punch and dying to, you know, a pistol to a body shot, or he would have usually, you know, lived, is worth the trade-off of keeping that player who has armor in the round longer and safer on the back line.
I'm back. Let's see.
Yeah, no solution yet.
All right, I'm go in there. I'm gonna see him in stream. All right, they're actually just playing, so I just spoiled myself a little bit.
Is Tristan playing?
Yes.
Oh, he gets in.
Yes.
Well, I'm crying tears of happiness. Yeah, I mean, this is likely first time Kaz's computer has loaded Vertigo assets ever. His hard drive is spinning at 1 rotation a minute, trying to load every traffic cone. Alright, well, there it is. Anyway, smoke blast flash. Sherlock, I was speculating, right? Do you think
Yes.
teams will start buying this util on their unarmored player, drop over the util to an armored player, and, you know, send the unarmored player in first on pistol? Or do you think, like, it's too much of just, like, a give up for that player that's running in first, like, just gonna die to pistol body shots?
I think there is potential for it. I think most of the time those kind of things can a lot of times be kind of inconsequential because nature of the round. It's
Yeah.
very random.
Yeah, I just think, like, pro teams have, you know, hired analysts that are, like, their job is just to look over stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
So. Well, it looks like this is going to be an A play. I think the typical strat here is you throw the left side smoke, you run everyone upside, and that's why Snoke and Getty is playing so far back. And indeed, this is going to be a side fast A Moggening. Smoke has come in. The flashes are being lined up. They shouldn't affect Snoke and Getty. Yeah, they won't. And I think, was this smoke missed? Yeah, this smoke is not where they want it to be. but they hit the gunshots enough to get onto the bomb site. No current IUPUI player has a kit in their
Team
inventory.
damage.
Yeah, I was wondering how that happened. And this is looking like an easy round win for Purdue.
Unless.
Oh my, what's great shots from CMX. He's got a 42, but he cannot clutch it out. Close
First round there.
in the end, but it didn't look like it was going to be close in the middle, that's for sure.
Bit scrappy there from Purdue. They did miss the smoke, but they made it work. And were able to get that bomb down in a solid post plant. Really would have had IUPUI probably favored there after that hectic round, but nevertheless, just save.
I mean, that smoke misses, and you know, expected value. You expect IUPUI to immediately just be able to snipe off the Glocks with their USPs from long range, but the flashes were good from Purdue, which allowed their ramp players to scale without being lasered, essentially.
Agreed.
So, Purdue clearly ran some kind of like 3-side play there, which this should almost certainly be a free round from Purdue. We'll have to see if their ramp take continues like that going forward, where they're running through their side smoke up to Henny. Yeah, this is just a matter of how many players die. It's not going to be a close round.
I'd like to note that we do have a couple anime fans on the. Now, whether or not this will actually help them win the game,
I can guarantee you it will help them win the game.
it's up for debate, really. I've heard arguments on both sides. I'm frankly not convinced.
Are you telling our fans to do their own research? How has he gotten 3 kills with no armor with a Mac 10?
That's a CMX. It's a CMX round.
He's on 6 kills in 2 rounds that he lost.
It's gonna put Justin down 3250. So
Oh, 5 kills. My bad.
it's gonna have to get a drop. So looks like Tech is on the Mac 10.
Yeah, what's kind of weird there is I guess he's just figuring that they're gonna save again, which it's kind of weird that IUPUI are saving here because they full saved last round. Didn't they?
They just want lots of utility and ops.
Yeah, I mean it's fair, but
Good early
you
util.
could have forced by the second round and then saved this and ended up in the exact same situation pretty much.
Not saying watermark cringe in my chat, please. My mod is gonna ban you.
I mean, did Tristan? Did he just miss? Tristan walked all the way down the mid stairs, saw that guy at least once, and didn't notice him. But he gets the kill nonetheless. Bomb goes down today, and CMX has acquired an AK-47.
I mean, there's some potential here to just pinch these guys and do a ton of damage. So
CMX goes down trying to throw a decent utility, which will likely put curtains on this round. So, Boiler gets the 2 mulligan rounds after the pistol. They're up to 3-0, and IUPUI has 2 players with kills after those 3 rounds.
So what do we got going on here? Gumboot picked up the op. CMX. Everyone else. Okay, everyone else is gonna have M4. Solid utility. There's gonna be the effects of saving. Also, CMX has nice extra. I'm gonna go for the early peak.
Did the server lag? Did Gumboot shoot there? I didn't turn it off.
I did.
Oh no! Oh. Big Daddy A had 2 backs turned and he couldn't get a single kill. IUPUI fortunate that they get the 1 trade there, but that could have been so much more for IUPUI, and instead they're fortunate to go on.
Today is gonna be slamming his keyboard after that.
Yeah, and you mentioned the reason why they saved all those rounds was to buy up utility, and they're already on pretty low utility.
That's been
and that might be round losing.
Yeah, full rotation here, but Doommaker has made his way all the way on the B bomb site, so there's no reason, and Bomb is gonna make his way back, just like that.
Yeah,
right now
we saw this exact lure from Doommaker in the anti-force buy round 2.
Justin's
so
gonna be.
IUPUI needs to catch on to this aggressive lure. They're going to lose a lot of rounds to these.
They just realized that, but doesn't matter. Bomb is already in here. This is a doable retake, but you don't have utility. That's the problem.
The silver lining is that you have a smoke.
Yeah.
On CMX.
So we can smoke. You can smoke bomb, or it might actually better just to smoke off the suicide cross because you're smoking counter bomb, and you're
These
also.
post plants are so close.
Oh, Doommaker doesn't see him. Doommaker doesn't see Tristan. He had him. No. Okay. Doommaker lurched his way up onto the mid con, and I didn't see Tristan in the lower left.
Yeah, do you think did you have view models on right or left?
They're on right,
You
but
were
I think he
expecting?
might be on 4x3.
Okay. Well, that's gonna put IUPUI on another save round. So this Vertigo pick from Purdue is gonna start out likely on a 5-0 scoreline on the disadvantageous side of the map. So great start from Purdue. This is not what you want to see. You are an IUPUI player, that's for sure. Doommaker once again going towards B and really having whatever he wants. He's got a very aggressive B-lurk style. He's only found himself, that was his second kill of the match, but his lurks have single-handedly, I think, won Purdue 2 rounds. So despite having no kills, the information he's gained has been invaluable. Kill for Tristan, yeah. That might be the only kill IUPUI gets this round. Classic Rade peak advantage there, going in favor of Justin. And Tristan on this flank is likely going to be found out. Going down is FACEIT, but Tristan, did he jump over that off shot?
Yeah, might have just.
But
He's just gonna.
kit, this is very
He's just
unlikely.
looking to get some exits. I'm probably gonna need to make a little bit of a change here because he's just been getting shut out. I think Purdue has definitely done maybe a little bit of research into this because so far what they have been very on point. Also, they just been very gotten lucky a couple of times as well, or
Yeah,
rather,
well, I mean,
IUPUI is getting unlucky.
the first gun round of the game started with Gumboot missing an off shot that that you would want to hit, like that he would want back.
Yeah.
He would definitely expect himself to hit the shot. And then Big Daddy A immediately going down ramp and whiffing pretty much a free double kill. So the scoreline could easily be, 4-1 or 3-2, and and still in favor of Purdue. But it's a much better looking score than a 5-0, in which losing this gun round is almost certainly just like almost impossible to come back from. If you start the game 7-0, it's so disheartening, especially if you're on the MSG side.
So looks like we have an extra salt 2 here set up. This is a classic IUPUI setup. Man playing an anti-flash, and it's worked perfectly actually. Gets that kill on to take, but we got a close guy here. Oh, and the flash is gonna be good too. Forces him to anti, and that's gonna be 2 kills for IUPUI with the ramp control taken.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you needed if you're IUPUI. You're set up to kind of carry you into some kills. Get yourself, on the right, in the right mindset, because if you have a ton of, gunfights to go the other team's way to start a game, it can be very hard to get yourself back into it. But so Lakers gets caught completely out, full blind there, by a player who's lurked up the stairs, which gives the B-bomb site over to Boiler CS, and it makes this a winnable round. Anti-plant Molotov being thrown in right now.
Justin
There really
catches
is no
the
effort to plant the bomb.
This is a tough spot.
Oh my gosh, and it's completely flipped. A 2 versus 1 in favor of Boiler has emerged from what was a 5 versus 3 advantage for IUPUI. Yeti gonna find the first kill, and into a 1-on-1 against an AWP. I like this Molotov to kind of narrow down where you need to be aiming going into the bomb site. That flash
Actually
just saved his life.
Yeah. Forces a shot out.
To the AK. He's found him down to 1 HP. This nade might do it. It will not, but his AK-47 will finish it for him. So IUPUI gets the first round on the board. It could have ended up very easily into Purdue there. In fact, I think you would have favored the Boilermakers halfway through that round after, that B-bomb site just fell apart.
Yeah, that mid lurk from Justin, he's impactful. He gets 2 kills from it basically, and after that, I would almost say that's like done round, but managed to close it out. Unfortunately for Snowcone Yeti, he does shoot the op off the map.
But he ended up picking up another one behind Generator.
Okay.
He found Blake's.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, especially on CT side, you would have loved to close out that round much cleaner, as you literally have, you know, Big Daddy A on just a flashbang right now. They're gonna set up pretty much the exact same ramp setup they had last round. It worked very well, so I don't really blame them. And much more passive start, I'd say, than this round than any we've seen thus far. Doommaker content with just staying outside B main, which is something that he wasn't doing before, or at the very least he didn't have to do. Ramp has been kind of, well, now it's clear, and IUPUI is gonna know it's clear.
Free kill for Blake. Yep.
Yeah, I know, indeed. So another 5v3 now into a 5v2. One player spotted out mid, and I mean this is just a case of how many guns can you save with your IUPUI? You need to keep yourself, you know, on the good economic wise.
Yep. Luck just taking fire for the smoke, getting pushed off. IUPUI just doesn't want to get. Just want to give these easy ones like that. Oh, Gumboot gets taken down edge of the smoke, and now Kirofate has made his way into the B bomb site. Has a bomb. He can at least get a plant here, which is something for this round. Oh, but it's not going to happen. All he forces him off. That's a great response. Prevents that extra cash.
I mean, I'm never gonna fault a player for going for, you know, a clutch, like getting off the bomb to try to win the clutch. I'll never fault anyone to do that, but if his reasoning was to get off the bomb because he heard a Molotov flying in, I think that's just a misplay. Because if you're already committing to the bomb and you know you're gonna die after getting maybe one after you get the plant, that Molotov's not gonna be the reason that you're never gonna die before that, you know, before you finish the plant. So I'm a little bit confused getting off the bomb there, but the T's are forced onto a force buy. This is, you know, at the very least a credit to how close the rounds were before IUPUI was able to actually get some rounds on the board for themselves. And I've got to mention during this anti-eco that we've seen several rounds towards the B bomb site kind of get way closer than they should have been, because Gumboot's getting caught off in weird positions with this AWP. Like in that previous round, Gumboot kind of making a swing play through the smoke, which is, I think, fundamentally kind of an aggressive info gaining kind of swing. In a situation where you were in a 5 versus 2, he gets punished for it, which should have given Purdue a bomb plant, which could have led to a buy last round. So, yeah, just something to keep an eye on. Gumboot was able to find the opening pick towards the B fights, but almost gave Purdue a way back into the economy.
Yeah, faster ramp can take here.
Yeah, and there's no one to help Snoko and Yeti at A. It is completely on his shoulders.
They have a smoke themselves. They have smoke deep mid, and Tristan will actually be able to get into ladder. So this is actually going to be a pretty advantageous spot for providing info. But
yeah, there was no mid there to see this happen.
Yeah, so he probably going to be able to start leaning towards a side once he gets.
Doommaker's fully aware though that like nobody was mid. He's keeping an eye on it the best he can. I like how quiet Purdue has been towards the ramp.
Oh, Tristan's way. He's gonna have to call. That's gonna be the rotate. Yeah, Tristan's on his way on the flank. So.
Yeah, there's 3 players here for IUPUI to try to just like harass the T's approaching the bomb side. I mean, at this point you want to be spamming smokes if you're CTs. I'm a little bit surprised how little resistance the T's got there. We're into a 5 versus 5 flank, which is only possible on this bomb site on this map.
Flank is
and
gone.
It started off, yeah, that's really brutal for the retake. There are smokes, but there are fewer players than they would like, and it's a 2v flat now into a 1 versus 4.
Yeah, this round is just a bit of a disaster. It's like the flank there from Tristan way too early. There, once you reach that bottom ramp, you're in prime spot. You just need to wait till your teammates start the actual retake because nothing had been. There's no utility like the utility been thrown yet. It's just they're just still waiting. It was way too soon. And they had the retake flash, but I think I need a little more coordinated.
Yeah, there was no like crane retake smoke. There was no spraying through the smokes or nades or mollies as they were approaching the bomb site. It was pretty much just let's just let them have this, and then we'll just take gunfights after the smokes are gone, which is, you know, only as good as your opponents are misplaying and as you are hitting shots. Keep ramp smoke being thrown from Tristan, so IUPUI gonna try to keep ramp for as long as they can. I think they saw what happened last round after not having ramp, and they want to switch that up. Oh my
good
gosh,
nade.
that nade literally lands on Big Daddy A's shoulder, and it just sticks there until it blows up. He's fortunate that there's no more HEs down at the bottom of ramp. Finish him off. He doesn't have the wall hacks we do. A Tech's head might have been showing there. Oh,
Shot from Justin.
yeah. That's gonna open up the rounds.
Oh!
Oh my gosh, he has hit refrag pre-fire maps.
Insane entry. Like, Gumboot is gonna aggro down into stairs. This might actually have scared off any sort of beat take here.
Yeah, it definitely has. There was a player mid that definitely hurt him.
This might be the saving grace if they can stabilize after that.
The problem is, it's got to be Big Daddy A to throw some kind of sight Molotov here, and he just isn't in position to throw it. He might be by the time the bomb is trying to get planted. He's running there right now. He's realized it too late.
Too
he
late.
jumped up on the balcony. Instead of just throwing it immediately, he jumped up on the balcony at first. That was probably Tristan yelling at him to throw the molly.
Gumboot finds one on the flank, and that's it. Does get a player low. No smoke, just a flash. This might just be a save, and it's gonna be.
So 3-7. Not a good scoreline. You're one round away from forfeiting, the half essentially over to the T side, and that's not where you want to be on Vertigo. It looks like Purdue has gotten in a pretty decent rhythm here. Early in the game, they were punishing. As I say that, Big Daddy A might actually get his op taken away. Okay, they're content with saving now. But what I was going to say is, like, towards the beginning of the game, we saw all of these early ramp A hits, end up back at B towards the end of the round. Whether it was this round 2, I think round 4 also ended up like that. And even the other eco we saw ended up at B after, at least flirting with ramp. And now all these ramp takes are being, they're taking ramp, they're pausing, they're being diligent, they're not dying on the default, and then they're going up and executing, which is, especially if your mid, defaulter is getting 2 headshots on players holding angles, one with an op, like, it's just very hard to be able to win rounds. Doom is just swinging on to A, no team help at all. He just wants the fight, and he is getting them. Dinks Tristan through generator, finds Gumboot, and now Tristan in an absolute hellscape of a position. No one ready to flash for him. And CMX, he has a flash, but is holding mid. There's no support coming in from Tristan. He's forced to completely go through the smoke. He
gets a kill somehow.
Maker, and Big Daddy and Yeti combined for 2 as well. Everyone's in the Molotov. Tristan sits and burns. It's pure chaos on this B-bomb site. Doommaker started us off with chaos, and it has continued.
Bomb is such a down and awkward spot. You have to just take fights. There's really no getting bombed down in this round anymore. It's just going to be a fights all the way through. There's one. Post player behind the smoke. Big Daddy A has an op here. As long as he doesn't no-scope, they win. CMX takes it down.
This is very hard for Big Daddy.
Gotta hit the shot. And he does.
Oh, that's fantastic. I thought Curl Fate was gonna, be in a position to just go, AD around all these pixel angles. Big Daddy A shoots and he's dead immediately if he misses. That's despite the fact that that's a standard peek and shoot. That's not a shot that you can ever afford to miss. And while you're in the moment, you know it. And it's a high pressure shot. You got to give props to Big Daddy A for not only finding that kill, but also finding a kill in the chaos that was kind of starting over on that B-bomb site that really pulled IUPUI back into that round.
This is a interesting round that both sides have like kind of terrible buys. A lot of players. You have MP9, Famas. You have like this mixed buy side.
Now, what I'll say is that this boost has caught Blakers off many times before.
But the player getting boosted does have buys, and so not sure how well it'd be.
Oh, that's a fantastic shot.
Finds the head.
He wasn't even pre-aiming that. That was a flick. And here come the flashes. This could be good.
Oh, Tristan finds a player blind. Gotta turn around. Not in time. Be full blind, but CMX is running and gunning. And they'll pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, we saw IUPUI lose a round just like that in the game we casted earlier this week, in which it was a player elbow and a player default, and the flashes from their opponents and the coordinated swings were just too good. The setup collapse. The difference maker this time is that a third player comes in and CMX and just pretty much mops up a distracted player, two distracted players looking at elbow just by pushing and running in.
It's a nice pick early on. They're just gonna get away with that unless CMX he keeps going for more. That's well, he'll get another one.
Yeah.
Not sure if that's worth.
This is the ugly side of that last round force buy, where you ended up, you know, having a Bison, a Glock with util, and like you could have just saved, and this would be a full buy for you. But instead, you've now put up 2 consecutive ugly buys, which allows your opponent to get back in this game a lot easier than you would have liked.
Yeah.
Like IUPUI, winning this round puts them onto 6, winning the next gun round puts them onto 7, and then you're in a force buy once again for Purdue. So you put your opponents now in a situation where they only need 1 gun round out of the remaining, what would it like the remaining 4 rounds of the half, only needing 1 gun round to make this comeback and win the half. I don't want to say it's a misplay because like any risk in Counter-Strike where you're taking a risk buy, it's you know, it can pay off, but I definitely think that saving was better.
Yeah. Assuming IUPUI win this round, which is highly likely,
Right,
we'll see like what happens next round. They've been very leaning towards B quite a lot, trying to exploit the gun boot, but I'm not sure if they'll continue that. It might switch up. It might be good for a pace switch up and just try something really fast. Maybe some sort of mid pop might be the answer. And yeah, it looks like it's just gonna be easy cleanup. IUPUI go on the 6th.
And this is definitely something that IUPUI needed to close out this half. You could not really afford to be losing any kind of force buys. They almost lost the previous rounds. That was much cleaner and definitely was kind of a foregone conclusion after those initial kills.
It's gonna be a ramp mog. It's called.
Yeah, and there's no fast mid rotate. The entirety of the remaining CTs are towards B. First kill goes IUPUI way. The second one doesn't. Oh my gosh, Collegiate.
Some mog here. One more kill. This is easily tradable. Oh, and he finds him perfectly. No trade needed.
Yeah.
Great hold from IUPUI. They were playing the Extra Sol 2 setup, but they immediately pivoted and just had everybody just post up right there and take those fights once they heard the fast movement up. And it has worked out for them. They've got a lot of mileage out of this setup they've been doing.
Yeah, that was great instincts. And it was especially necessary because there's just no fast mid rotator coming in to help the A players there. It was a Molotov early setup, middle, thrown by Gumboot that basically says, okay, we're going to stack 2B, the Molly's going to cover us mid, and we're going to have 3A. And if we need to rotate in the mid round, we will. But we're relying on our 3A players to hold that mob site. Doommaker in his classic, you know, mid lurk. Sorry, B lurk.
A very high impact.
It has had high impact rounds, but I think IUPUI has started to adjust.
Yeah, I think I think you've gotten as much as you can get out of that at this point. Oh, we're going the 8th round. It's gonna be a close half no matter what, which was you know, at one point we were you know, on Purdue they won those first 5 rounds in a row.
So Purdue's gonna opt into util Mac 10 rather than, you know, just your armor Galil, and they're just going to once again go for a ramp mog. IUPUI. Oh my gosh, the nade stack just completely eliminates Big Daddy A from the round. The Molly's gonna stop the rush, which may be all IUPUI needs to get back into this round. I love this nade from Collegiate. It does massive damage. Tristan mollied off, gets one, cannot find a second.
Such a close round. But CMX has found an advantageous position and gets both with the lineup.
Oh my god.
Unreal.
And that wasn't really even a transfer. That was a true, like, I'm shooting the first guy in the chest or the body, and the guy behind him is just lower, so headshot. So IUPUI, they win that half after quite an ugly start to it. That's great. And if you can, you know, pull this momentum you've got into a T-side pistol, then this could be your map. Now, Purdue, I think Jack told me that they have, I don't know if this 5 exactly, obviously there could be subs involved, but Purdue was recently in like a pretty high level collegiate tournament final. I think they were against or at the very least a semifinal. They made it deep in a bracket recently. So this is not a team that is gonna be rollovers. Mid to B split coming in. That nade has completely torched IUPUI down, and there are 3 players here to receive this mid to B. This is pretty much the exact setup you want against a mid to B play. So maybe you were right about that scouting. This is not an impossible round for Big Daddy A to win though, unless that guy completely domes him. So this round goes for Purdue CS. They stopped the bleeding that was taking place in the previous half, and yeah, I think you're right. That's literally a perfect mid to B counter setup.
Alright, there we go. I swapped the sides. I had to figure out how to do that. Forgot about that one. Back onto it.
IUPUI on pretty much full pistols. That was it's gonna be a 20-second round here if Snowcone just peeks out. You gotta give him props for the dink though.
Yeah. Wait, this still broke. Hold on.
So this is one of the scenarios you can have. Kind of one of the strategies is save the round after you lose pistol, and then you'll end up on kind of a middling rifle buy. You can also force buy the second, save the third, and end up on a very strong buy. That molly just thrown by the mid player burns the B players as they try to approach. I don't know if it made any difference in those gunfights that took place, favoring Purdue 2-1, but that's a Molotov we'll probably see most rounds this half. It's a good molly to kind of just do some chip damage. You can get some audio cues of players running away to avoid it, and overall it just it makes you look like a good player if you're throwing a Molotov that burns through multiple layers of the map when it shouldn't. So props. With this low of util, I think you typically are just saying, let's just go B. What IUPUI don't know is that in terms of information, Purdue pretty much has none of it ramp. But they've made B rotations anyway, because they're just thinking about going for, pretty much a retake setup. Tristan is likely going to be trying to go through the smoke on a flashbang. Will he be clearing suicide is the big question. The answer is a decisive no, and they've actually ended up team flashing themselves because they didn't clear suicide and took flash to the top. So an absolute disaster of a B take from IUPUI. Doommaker on and 4K that round pulls him to positive on the scoreboard.
That's a tough one there. As now have the boom put on the save, and it's game's not over yet, but definitely not a great situation, as it will be probably very likely 11th. They're gonna just be going 5 ramp here. This nade is gonna come down, just tickle Gumboot, and it's gonna be it's a fast play up here. It looks like they were gonna go side, but get scared off, and yeah, bit of a team damage. And yeah, more team damage on the other side now. MX tries to get some, gets one, but that's all she wrote.
Yeah, and I mean, one big difference that is just clearly apparent is that every time Boiler CS was on a force buy on their T side, the rounds, at least 2 kills, sometimes 3 and even 4 happened.
Yeah.
Both anti-ecos in the CT side have been just complete mop-ups.
They also were they played them much slower as well.
Right,
and they just actually, like play the meta, but IUPUI not a fan of that. They like to just get it done quick.
Free pass upside. The Molotov is just burning Snowcone Yeti, who goes through.
Oh, what?
Isn't able to spot the player on Henny. There's an Opper Henny. He gets one kill with the D-roll. Yeti trying to get this trade. He's
so
flashed,
blind.
and he just walks away.
Dude, that is unreal. Oh, IUPUI get ramp control, but at what cost?
I love that play from Tech, though, to just flash and say, I don't even want to take this fight. I'm just going to run away.
Yeah, that's a great instinct. He's going to try to find the entry here. Does find Curo Fate. Not even going to shoot back. Heck, misses the shot here. It's kind of giving him an opening, but Dewmaker with a flank. He's
Oh my god, that's a kill you should never get.
lurking even on the CT side. But the lurk is also another lurk. It's Tristan. But unfortunately, his will be a little less impactful because there is an op posted on his position.
So I will say.
Oh, finds the time. That's a timing. He finds the perfect time. Well, this might just be around here.
He hit multiple spray headshots through that wall.
Not gonna be able to.
That's a good setup from Purdue there
Yeah.
to make sure that it's always a 1v2 there. So, I'm assuming that you have voice enabled 0 on.
Yes.
That's a good choice.
Uh,
IUPUI is not thrilled right now with how this game's going. Basically, I'll sum it up and say that they're not happy with the exploit molly. First and foremost.
Exploit Molly is it slows people down, but I really think people kind of sometimes overreact to how impactful it is. Because typically, well, speaking, never mind. Hold on, Big Daddy A just got an opening kill with a spam dig onto Kuro.
Yeah, it's just I was watching. I don't know if you were. It's just a misplay from Kuro. He just swings with this nade and he doesn't clear scaff. He just assumes it was clear. So this is kind of a lurk smoke play that you don't see that often, and that's why you don't see it. So this is a close round.
Dewmaker has got a very good positional play though. He's pushed into deep B stairs here. And even if they go B or they just come back around, but IUPUI are going to make the choice. They're going to go right through A, looks like. They're going to try to find this op. Tech almost gets one, but not quite. And they find
Oh my god.
Third. What a conversion from IUPUI. They deciding to go back B. This is actually a smart play because look where Dewmaker just going to, right, rotating right through, and they've actually even guessed that perfectly.
Wow.
That is a string of very smart and very correct plays.
Yeah, after like making fun of the fact that the Purdue, the Purdue Boilermakers are very, smart collegiate students. Purdue known for its academics. They're basically telling jokes along the lines of, Purdue's very smart. They're using every advantage they can get, the exploit molly, every little thing. IUPUI decides to instead just go monkey mode, go 5 mid, and just run through your own mid to be smoke and try to catch them off guard.
You know what they say, right?
It ends up working.
Get a bunch of monkeys in a group with a bunch of typewriters.
They blocked their exploit molly.
Oh, wait, really?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Somebody jumped and it got blocked.
Oh, wow.
Also, they missed their ramp smoke. It's going down 50 stories down to the streets.
Oh, and
so
he's
not a good start.
Dewmaker absolutely overextension there onto that. Oh. I probably might just turn to a new leaf.
Yeah, the round starts out by Purdue missing both their mid molly and their ramp smoke. And IUPUI, in return, finds a pick on a lurking player at B.
Oh, Justin just finds Big Daddy A. I think he just spotted him shoulder jiggling and just tracks him.
And that's going to be a lot of money lost from IUPUI, not only on Big Daddy A's kit, but also the replacement monitor that Big Daddy A has.
Indeed. So it's going to be an A execute here. It looks like they will probably get the bomb down, but it's going to be a spam I think you have to deal with. These flashes are absolute nuisance.
Yeah, there's going to be a nade thrown in from Kuro. Like, this is what IUPUI should have been doing. Oh, that nade lands right on him, and that nade was aimed for default. It won't be hitting where Snowcone Daddy actually planted, which was the corner.
Be a retake.
Daddy, he is just running. He is stuck on site. Oh, he wasn't able to find the kill, and he won't be able to find any. So
I have a huge thing for
Oh, a fantastic flick from Gumboot! He was aiming at default, he flicked up to self-boost. Tristan finds a kill in turn, and a 2 vs 2 is developed after a 2 vs 4.
It's a great angle from Gumboot.
Forehand.
He finds him through the smoke!
What?
You gotta spray! You gotta spray! He got it!
Gumboot gets the kill, it's not even Tristan!
Oh my! What an insane round from Gumboot. Insane op kills. Finds one through the smoke. I don't even know if he saw him or just barely, and then finds that final one onto the diffuser. That was...
Were you expecting Tristan at the time of that first off shot? Oh my gosh.
Oh wow. Somebody really need to step up in that retake, because that was about to go from bad to worse, and Gumboot was the one to step it up. But looks like it's gonna be saying he might get caught out here. They're gonna have multiple players if they decide to drop down and try to isolate him, but I think it's not gonna be the case.
Yeah. we've seen a very big focus, not only on save rounds, but also on gun rounds, of putting 2 B and 1 mid for almost all
look
of
at tech,
these
look at
these
tech.
mid rounds. Start of the rounds.
Oh, that was. Big Daddy A would have needed another monitor if he died to that.
Hero Fate is likely good for maybe just Big Daddy A here. And he won't even get that. So 11 to 12 should be our inevitable scoreline here.
Right. Oh, that was Tristan's kill every day of the week. That was. Oh, he gets the kill on Big Daddy A, even though he was low, but still, that's a lot of impact from Dewmaker.
Yeah.
Finally.
And what was interesting that round that didn't end up being impactful, I think Gumboot expected Purdue to be on a gun round there because he took the the risk of going through that mid Molotov and swinging B ramp with his op, which you would never do against an against a a saving team. It's just too risky. His aggression in the post plants that won IUPUI the round could have easily lost IUPUI that force buy-in. This is the first time I think we've seen 3 start ramp for Purdue.
Yeah. Money, they're spent everything they can here, so if they lose this round, it's definitely IUPUI is going to get themselves in a position to take the lead. Rounds. Some damage done to the smoke, but not that much.
Yeah, Purdue clearly well versed on this map. It's their map pick, so it's not surprising. But Lek deciding to throw that that one on the top of the ramp.
CMX
playing Henny.
Pops him, scaff. Good return though from Lek. Right, Justin is here on the sandbags. Oh, but gets cleared by Tristan, popping his head out like a little chicken. Tristan is coming in the flank here, wants to get this kill. Oh, he's starting to stay here. This is actually a really smart play. Yes, this is such a really smart play. Just being a nuisance, having to isolate. They have to take the slow now because of a player could be here. And now the site is going to be taken.
Yeah,
got one player to find.
Is Lekt. Lekt is playing side, and they will clear him, and Big Daddy A finds the kill.
Oh, Gumboot almost gets caught, but gets away, and now they've set themselves up. It's a really good spot for this retake. Throws plant head down. It's just gonna miss him barely.
I'm surprised. Yeah, he should have seen him. Yeah, Gumboot's too close to that wall. His body's gonna be showing, even though he can't see that.
Fortunately, Gumboot did fail trigonometry, so he's not well versed on the angles. Some of us other are.
They've thrown 2 retake smokes, and this is what IUPUI was missing on that 5 versus 5 retake earlier in the game. CMX finds one. Can he get the transfer?
Oh,
he can't.
but that might be enough.
No kit. Oh,
yeah.
Kit. Wow, what a hectic round there at the end.
That was so close. IUPUI barely pull it through. Money is good though, and as you can see, Purdue are going to be forced now onto the eco.
Yeah, I think Purdue's just going to be kicking themselves there though. Like they find the ramp player, and no one immediately turns to like look side. CMX is able to swing and just take a duel against one player, finds him and resets the situation. Now once again, this is going to be an aggro beat, and
it's going to be a fight. They find both kills. That's insane. Find the 3rd kill. No players lost yet. Big Daddy A though, 2 HP, clinging to life. Not gonna get taken down yet. Finally.
There was a world where Justin literally gets 5 Eagle kills there.
Yeah.
Like they were all just bunched up.
He could have gotten the thing. Oh.
If he was Nico, that was me.
Yeah. Okay, only Snow Code. Okay, 1 HP, 2 HP. Snow Code taken down. In another universe, maybe in a tangential timeline, maybe there's something else happens. The insane clip, but for now, it'll just be forgotten in time.
I legitimately think if you're Justin, you're smiling to yourself after that round, like, man, I could have literally just won the game for my team by winning that round. But instead, we have IUPUI taking their first lead of the game.
Justin is back on this mid smoke. I don't know. I would not play that again if I was him, to be honest, but he is taking the risk.
IUPUI is doing a mid-round scaff smoke and what's probably going to be kind of a scaff run-up play. And there are players to receive this. Soko Nutty jumps up and finds the head of tech.
Nice
and
entry.
Kurofei immediately retreats to self-jump, or sorry, self-boost. And this is exactly where IUPUI wanted to be playing this round out. They have Gumboot watching the flank and full ramp control. And they don't know it yet, but also full side control. This is going to be a pretty hard execute to really stop and a hard post plant to win.
I have a double nade here, though. This could be a problem if IUPUI decides to plant.
If they've got another nade on B, if for some reason it's needed. Oh no, wait. Are all 3 nades on it? No, Lex on Lex over on B. Okay. Molly's throwing it down. There's only 38 seconds. That is notable if the mollies are used correctly. But it looks like CMX is going to be able to get this bomb.
There's the nade, but it wasn't coordinated quite well enough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough. This might just be a save.
Yeah, I think you definitely got to consider it. But it looks like they're going to go for it. That molly is so bad.
Justin rather dies.
Well, they've actually built themselves a wall of smokes on ramp.
But it's not gonna matter unless Lex somehow goes insane. Oh my! Oh, Lex, I had the vision here, but I don't think the time was there really to get that with that other player still deep in there. But that was a nasty shots.
Yeah, I mean, some great shots there, especially by a player who was, 10 and 16 before that sequence. Purdue's finally going to call themselves a timeout. This has been a game of momentum, right? I mean, Purdue starts off the gate 5-0. IUPUI returns with 3. The shortest round spree we've had this game is 2 rounds. And that followed the 3 rounds. Then we saw 5 rounds for IUPUI, following 5 rounds from Purdue, and now we've seen 6 straight rounds from IUPUI to take this 14-12 lead.
Yeah. So right now, I got to be thinking about you basically have to eco here. Force buying here. Some people, for a different region of the world, you probably would force buy here and then just lose the game after. But that's not how. They're gonna go for a mixed buy here. Still have money for next. I have to try to do something here. Looks like it's gonna be a heavy stack towards ramp. Might just run in.
Yeah, this is. I think IUPUI expect to be against, this force buy on Purdue. Like Gumboot is just chilling. Tristan is just chilling. CMX is Bing chilling. It's like complete passive.
It has made himself into it, but I think he made some noise. So.
But what's super strange is there probably have been calls that util has been used at ramp, but Tech and all of his voice spots, I don't think he's seen anyone. And Doommaker is going to go down on this aggressive B push, playing for info, and instead gets a bullet in his head. And this is a very fast approach from IUPUI. We'll have to see if the chaos goes in their favor. The first fight does not, and IUPUI, they are abandoning.
Tech has to go huge here if he wants to get this. But this is going to be, they got him all in a corridor here. He goes for more, but only is able to get the 1. That is a tough thing to hit.
Yeah, but that is notable damage onto 2 players on IUPUI.
And now the rotate has come back in. This is like this is a very crazy round.
Yeah, and they're not.
And look at the flank here. Oh,
he's got to be so frustrated that he didn't get that second kill.
Yeah.
Molly and nade being.
Oh!
The stuff was they
Insane
combined for enough damage to kill.
Now Justin has to do it all just to keep IUPUI off the match point. But this is gonna be so tough.
Yeah, as the chaos gives, the chaos takes.
Justin
Justin takes 1 for himself, a 1 versus 2 required. He's got halfway there. No kit, no smoke. He's just got to upright and win this fight against Big Daddy A, who is sat sandbag.
Just got to sit here and just wait. He's got to come clear you eventually. You got to just guess the timing. Oh, but he's...
Oh, and he's done it. That's an absolute savior level play for Purdue.
IUPUI's
a 1 versus 2 to keep IUPUI off match point.
IUPUI are gonna be kicking themselves about that because they just had, so many times they first they run into B, but the rotate there is so quick, and they're just as they're trying to just make their way to find somewhere to put that bomb down, they're just losing players, just trailing. They're getting picked off 1 by 1, and eventually
that round should have been way worse than it was in the end for IUPUI. Yeah. Multiple scenarios in which Purdue should have just won the round, and they just couldn't get it done. But let me tell you a story. IUPUI and for top 8 qualifiers of CSL last season, up against UT Austin on map 3 Vertigo. We led 14-12 and lost the game 16-14. IUPUI was leading 14-12. It was also on the T side.
Pastor curse. You've heard it. It was not. I didn't say anything. It was all here.
Purdue is sticking to their guns of playing this.
Gumboot, dude. Why did you say something? Gumboot is just falling off the map.
Off the map?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Why did you say something? Why did you have to say it?
That Purdue is sticking to their guns
that's
on
not
the
first
side setup.
That's not the first time Gumboot's fallen off the map on Vertigo either.
I think this is... You've just got to be executed at this point, but Purdue is playing so many players
Justin!
Justin is mowing them down.
Shoemaker has somehow survived. This molly is bad. I don't understand how that even is possible. The flames are in front of him, but he's not getting burned.
Yeah, I mean, this is almost a foregone conclusion for Purdue at this point. And I've gotta wonder. Maybe they they don't know this, but all of these rounds, they just waited, ramp, waited for Purdue's util to go away. And as they walk up, they usually find at most one person. They get a 1-for-1, or just kill that person outright, and they take the bomb site, and then it becomes the post plant in which you typically win. And that's how they kind of mounted this streak. And Purdue has pretty much refused to move away from this B stack kind of setup, and this execute will be tested. And I think that elbow molly missed. Yeah, it did. So the elbow player is likely to go huge here.
Yeah,
and that's
free 2 kills.
So whoever threw elbow molly is getting yelled at in voice chat, and the Lakers is wiping the sweat off of his brow that it's the elbow player's fault they lost that round and not his. Or the elbow molly throwers.
I mean, IUPUI, they're gonna have, they will have the bye here, but I mean, look, you lose this round, it's done. Now the caster curse came true, and you just threw away the game like that, and so IUPUI, I don't know what you can be responses here. Like you said, just go ramp, which it looks like that's what they're gonna be doing. Just trying to go back to the basics here. Attack on the op here. Oh, Big IDA sees the foot, spots it, and tags him a little bit.
Meanwhile, complete B stairs control has been given.
Yeah, Shoemaker has been on this B stairs control the whole game. That's the benefit of sending those 2 people early, is that you can really just force that B stairs control. And Tech misses a very easy op shot. That's gonna do and gets taken down.
He instantly punishes him. This is exactly what you need to do if you're IUPUI.
Yeah.
And so far they're getting it done. Now, what I will say is that Shoemaker is fully pushed up B. There's going to be no doubts about this play. It's going towards A. Is there anyone watching flank? It's CMX.
Oh, he's on a good off angle, and he finds it.
Nice.
That's huge.
And now they just call in, let's just go
Might
B.
just fake
That's
this.
their B player.
Might even just want to fake this. But it looks like they're going to go for it. Not a bad play either. You got one player here. He is elect. He has an op, but you need good scaling flashes. This is the shot. That's great for IUPUI. Finds a second. What a flick. Bomb is down on such a bad spot. One more player comes, but Didier finds it. More trades coming out. 1v3 now for Justin. That could have been so devastating. He is on a flank, but Gumboot's going to be here. Already waiting for it.
This should be a free kill for Gumboot.
Yeah, finds it.
So, Lect is literally Draken. Like, he misses the easy ones and hits the hard ones. I don't know what else to say other than that.
Wow, and IUPUI, they've got themselves onto match point, secured overtime at the very least, but, I mean, look at the guns. We have an MP9 on one player. Do have utility, but so it's not going to be a complete disaster for Purdue. They still have a chance here to bring this to overtime on their map pick. And Justin, once again, going for this mid one-way smoke, not phased at all. It's like a group up mid, going for a late mid play. This might actually be turn out to be a good read. They really have not done anything mid this whole game.
Shifted up their setup. It's a 3A setup still into this round.
Yeah.
IUPUI threw a ton of util to try to fake the ramp take, but because Purdue is actually still ramp, they're not going to be falling for all that util.
That nade's going to be cute. He's going to tell them that their mid player is quite far back, but Tech has made his way back here, and he might even get corner spot here.
Yeah, whatever timing IUPUI had made themselves ramp is completely gone. And the first fight middle goes towards the middle. The second one follows. And at this point, we're likely going to see overtime unless Tristan, with the bomb, can get himself out of the bomb site.
Tristan doesn't see him.
Well, I mean, it looked unwinnable, and now you at least have a thought. Like, can IUPUI actually pull this off? There's an AWP posted elevator.
Bomb is down though in a bad spot. This is basically a fight everybody and win.
Big Daddy is in full deathmatch mode. He is just throwing nades where they shouldn't be. He's taking fights everywhere. He gets the first one. Blake gets Tech middle, but is instantly traded by the off. So we're going to OT on map 1. Purdue's map pick is going the distance. And I mean, I will say that I think both teams both deserve to be here in good and bad ways. We've seen good plays and bad plays equally, I think, from both of these teams, whether it's falling off the map or, just completely playing it, your economy, kind of misplaying your economy. I think we've seen multiple occasions where Purdue has misplayed their economy. There's triple ops.
Triple op setup. Op crutch is in full swing here. And Justin's going to find Tristan on the one-way again. Brings it out, keeps using it, and it comes full circle.
Yeah, and at this point, it's just so difficult to come back into this round. What you really need to do is try to isolate these ops onto hard fights, and I think the only real way you can do that is like solid smoke executes. And obviously there's a wall of smoke today, and it looks like that might be what IUPUI
This is gonna be this hard for IUPUI. Basically, almost your entire CT team is
Yeah.
there. Have so much
enough
util.
util.
They could just lock them out of planning completely, and they might even lock them out of getting up to the site.
For what it's worth, there is a minute, and Purdue's already done 2 Molotovs. There's one more smoke on IUPUI. It looks like they're going to force the issue onto the bomb site. Collegiate starting to push those numbers, and he will get the bomb down and escape pretty much unhurt.
Hey, that is
Molly's just super late.
Yeah, this is doable for IUPUI.
If you're Yeti, I think you got to consider pulling out a smoke here and throwing it. It's just going to be too late. He's forced into these gunfights. Smoke lands behind him.
This might be decent for him.
No flash means he gets the first kill for free. Cannot find the second. Those crosshair placements seemed good at the time. Tech swinging on top self boost. Finds one, and now it's all on to Gumboot in a 1 versus 4, and he has no chance. Purdue with a solid A retake. Despite the fact that they had 3 ops.
The ops came in clutch there. There's a lot, yeah. First, the utility was late, and there was a little bit of misplay, but IUPUI, I think they just kind of missed their shots there, to be honest. A lot of would have come. Really got to give IUPUI the advantage when you have 3 ops like that taking, but they do have the smoke, so I guess they can isolate the angles.
I think it just came down to the fact that Purdue literally, you know, their A game plan seems to be, you know, either we're posting on, like, they don't want to dedicate a lot of util to taking ramp. They want to throw the deep ramp smoke, they want to post on angles, and any pressure from T side, they want to give it. They want to give it immediately. And then once they've given it, they're setting up these very elaborate retakes where they have a side smoke, a wall of smoke ramp, you know, a ton of Molotovs being thrown in during the bomb plant process. Basically making this a post-plant game rather than a defense game. And it just pulled off, you know, it showed itself perfectly in that previous round.
Lect here is going to be closing. Very easy shot. Takes down
Once
Tristan.
again, dying solo.
Lect is doing a lot of work with this op. Utility. Of course, a decent amount of utility out. A response from Spoilers.
I mean, this is pretty much just a replay of last round, except this time IUPUI has missed the right side smoke. Which makes things quite difficult. A replacement one is just now being thrown in.
And 3 ops. Sorry. Oh, damn.
Oh, through the smoke.
Yep. Oh, and finding above the smoke.
This is
Around
so
the
hard.
smoke, and now CMX is stuck. He's gotten away somehow, but I don't know how you even begin to win this.
Oh, now he's spotted. He finds one, but wasting all of his bullets in the smoke. Bomb has been stuck, and that's going to be a second CT round.
IUPUI are going to need a response to these ops because, like, this you need a round here. And just decide they did struggle with it before. You kind of just have to go for something fast and try to have groups and be able to trade at the very least, just to get some of these ops out early round.
Those players going towards A ramp to start this one.
Oh, what a nade! And oh, the Molly combo absolutely destroys Gumboot and Snowcone80's health.
Yeah, they clearly wanted to switch it up and send some more players mid, but it does not pay off.
Good ramp control utility, but they're not really peeking it yet, but they kind of have ramp control, like, kind of have it advantage here, but Big Idea is sneaking up. Gonna find the player under the op scope, needs to turn around behind him, but it doesn't matter because it falls off, so.
Yeah, that's super necessary for IUPUI because the mid default was getting nowhere, it was getting no info, and
they've put a lot of mid pressure though, and as you can see, I mean, the mid player has to fall all the way back with that B player coming off to help too, so they definitely sold it. If they can somehow get the timing correct now onto this A play, they might just have a really good round on their hands.
Yeah, CMX though, he's pretty. If he swings out right side sandbags, he's in a kind of an unwinnable situation.
Molly, but he gets it away just to the smoke play.
Yeah, he actually misses the Molly as well. So, he from Tech's POV, they're CMX on a god angle there. Just catches Tech as he jumps up self, and a 5 versus 3 is emerged, and instantly traded down to a 4 versus 3. Incredible incredibly crucial for Tristan.
Another
to
one
get
for
that
the
bomb
smoke
down.
from CMX.
Yeah, he heard Tristan calling. I think that he was gonna expand, and he just took his own shot through.
And
So I feel like they actually get themselves one round there. It would have been very hard to win, or to at least send it to a double overtime without one T-side rounds. But they get, you know, the mandatory round. Now, the real question is, can they close it out in the first overtime by winning 3 straight?
The first thing you have to do here is you cannot just get complacent on this first round, because this is the prime material where like Boilermakers might just run something fast and just mow you down, especially on B, where this could just completely go and be a disaster. You have to be completely on your guard and focused. It's like it's gonna be.
Well, these gas smoke was thrown. This might be fast A.
Well, I guess it's they're throwing a lot of utility though. It's a medium fast work up here. Do have this set up here on ramp, but they're kind of falling off a bit. Oh, Yeti was staying a little too long, I think, but he gets away just in time.
Yeah, the flashes don't net kills, but they do net map control for Purdue there.
A lot of early util here. It looks like they're forcing out, which is working. They're forcing a ton of utility out.
Yeah, and I like the fact that IUPUI hasn't made panic rotations. But you could argue maybe they should have. Bomb is sat here ramp, waiting for the wall of smokes to be thrown in. Another one-way smoke comes in for IUPUI. Now the question is, does Purdue try to execute through it? And the answer is yes. They are pushing up.
He's got to hit the wall bang here. Oh, finds the wall bang.
He
Perfect
does. Yeah,
shot.
he does find it. Once again, and bomb going to be attempted. This time it will be successful. Big Daddy A, an absolute goon, just running up onto self boost and living to tell the tale. 4 versus 5. Oh no, he dies on the molly.
Big Daddy A returns though. They're moving up.
aggressive.
This is a really good. This is a really good play here to move aggressive like this.
W. Oh my goodness!
Two-maker.
How is he found that kill?
I really like that play though, to send those 2 players just fast upside to just
Yeah, it's
sideswipe those
absolutely
guys.
correct. But I think Big Daddy A literally never let go of like W. I don't think he was ever fully accurate in that entire round.
Doesn't
The
need to
A1S
be.
lets you do it though.
Yeah. So IUPUI do pick up that one, so they're gonna be very happy about that. And that was the big round there to see if
Yeah.
get that first one down. And
I
now,
mean, that's essentially the litmus test on
Yeah.
where to go. If you want to be a good team, you have to win a retake like that. Oko and Yeti had the right idea with that utility, but perhaps just a bit early.
again, they're gonna be going up here. Side. There's 2 players here, but that's slow for now. He's taking control. Molly is gonna actually miss, so they're gonna have to actually hard clear that or dedicate more utility.
Yeah, and this round, from IUPUI's perspective, looks exactly the same as the previous round did, but from Purdue's perspective, it's a lot slower. It was a lot full map defaulty, and it definitely, you know, in Purdue's mind, I think opens the door to running away back towards B. IUPUI, though, there are still 2 players on the B-bomb site. One, oh, that was just a flash, okay. So, is there even, there's not even a one-way smoke to be thrown. This execute is going to be met with literally no resistance if the smokes come in.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is...
Oh, Snowcone finds that kill. That's a lucky kill.
Alright, well, once again...
Sight will be had, and here we are again.
This is why critics of Vertigo think the map's bad. While you're currently watching. And you know what? They've got a point.
A retake simulator. A ramp simulator.
Alright, smoke's being thrown. Presumable retake flash is coming in now. So this is really where IUPUI needs to clutch out the round. That bomb is already quite
That's
far
a
ticked.
great opening fray. You have full side control now. As long as you protect this bomb.
One second. Got it.
That was a great play. So Yeti got himself up a very close fast side and got that kill as a huge frag. Once you have that side control, you can get that bomb. You can actually stick that and get onto it. Well, I've just accidentally left FACEIT open and spoiled it for the entire stream. IUPUI did win this game.
Okay. Well, I'll cast the round then. All right. I didn't hear you say that.
I forgot.
So high pressure round here for both teams. Purdue looking to keep this dream alive. Their own map pick of Vertigo at extreme risk here. Can they send it to double OT? It looks like they're going to stick with this plan of going towards A ramp. This is almost an exact replay of what we've seen in the previous rounds, and really, who knows what's going to happen? I certainly do not know who's going to win this round. IUPUI, once again, 2 people on the B bomb side. This is what they showed last round. This is what they kept last round until the retake. Now Purdue, previous 2 rounds of this overtime, they've walked up ramp, they've executed A, they've got themselves into a post point, and they've lost. Now, will they win or lose this round? Once again, I have no idea who's
It
going
is
to win this round.
unknown.
Unknown to the public and me. Tristan, with his op mid, has been posted like this the previous 2 rounds, but has not seen a single player. This time he'll see 2, and he'll find the second. So early man advantage for IUPUI. Will they be able to make this into a round win? Big Daddy A makes it 5 versus 3. Who knows whether IUPUI will convert on this man advantage? I don't. And neither does the viewers. Molly comes in, retake activated. Several mollies and nades coming in. Purdue basically emptying their belts to get onto this bomb site. Stone Yeti. That was a nice little cute pop flash by Purdue to catch out the CT player. Big Daddy A just once again sprang through the smoke wildly. And once again, we are into a post plant on the A bomb site. And Purdue, having lost the previous 2, cannot be too confident with the man advantage they're in. Default player goes down. That's Gumboot with the op. Big Daddy finds a double in the round, and a 1 versus 4 cannot be converted. IUPUI win the first map. Purdue's map pick on DE Vertigo in overtime. Who could have seen this coming?
Certainly not me. Certainly not the viewers at home. IUPUI, after a turbulent series, or sorry, not a series, but a turbulent map, who managed to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, so to speak, push themselves across that finish. Purdue are gonna be not happy about that one, because there were so many times where that was in right there grasp.
Yeah, I mean, not only did you start off the first half 5-0, but you started off the second half 5-0. Or sorry, you did not. Did they start off the second half 5-0? It doesn't show because we went to overtime. Purdue, I think, had at least a 4 to 5 round win streak.
I think it was 12. I think it was like 12-8. I think it was.
Yeah, and they got up to because IUPUI had 8, right? And then they got up to, you think they got up to 12? So yeah, that was 5. That was 5. So Purdue started both halves with 5-round win streaks, and basically the adjustments from IUPUI ended up, winning them each half. Ended up winning them the first half, ended up forcing overtime in the second, and I mean Purdue. I gotta say, the story of Purdue, I think, is perfectly encapsulated by that last T-side half of just not making adjustments. Right? I mean, they went A ramp, executed, lost. When A ramp executed, lost the post plant. When A ramp executed, lost the post plant. Now I understand. Okay, we got onto site, we got the bomb plant, we got ourselves into a winnable situation. We should just keep doing what we were doing and just win the post plant next time, right? I definitely respect that. But to not be able to win those post plants, to not make the correct adjustments to win those post plants, I think is definitely something that is not gonna you're gonna watch back the demo and you're gonna cringe watching it. Especially the first round of overtime, right? I mean, if you Purdue, you win 2 rounds on CT, you lose the final T round, you go, okay, whatever, we just need 2 rounds in the second overtime to close out this game. And then you get yourself into an advantageous situation on post plant A, and you just let Big Daddy A run up side and kill 2 players and contribute to a third and a fourth. Like, that's really the breaking point, I think, of that game.
Yeah, that's so. I'm gonna be heading to Nuke now. IUPUI's map pick, and IUPUI they do play this map quite a lot, but they have had a not quite a perfect history on it. I'd actually say their Vertigo, I think, is stronger than their, just going off their match history, and their especially in ESCA and main. Have had some stuff on, but they have improved and they have had an upswing in terms of their success on this maps in recent history. By recent history, I mean past couple of weeks. So they definitely will be feeling good, and probably have favor here. This might just even be might be going away.
Like, what would you say to critics that would say deleting chat message in your YouTube chat is Very similar to like censorship in mainland China.
Well, it's not censorship. I'm just eliminating wrong speech. Like
Ah,
censorship
okay.
is like you're trying to eliminate like trying to people are saying the right things, but you're trying to suppress them. I'm just taking the wrong like this is just incorrect
And
information.
how would you argue that that you are the correct decider of what is a right and
Well,
a
'cause
wrong
it's
thing?
my stream.
Okay, okay.
It's my hereditary right.
I'm of course with you. I'm just trying to
It's
silence the
it's
doubters.
my stream. I it's my God-given right. I have a an absolute authority to determine what is wrong right when it comes to the stream.
Obviously, obviously.
And if my mod was here, unfortunately could not join us here today because they do have him working. A Patchwork Wizard, my loyal mod and subject, he would agree wholeheartedly.
He probably stayed up too late watching Arcane and then went to work and then just collapsed on the ground as soon as he walked into his apartment. That would be my speculation.
It is likely.
What's the over/under on Democrats actually getting marijuana legalization passed in Indiana this
I'd say
this legislative
very
session?
unlikely unless something else happens.
I think the weird part is but at least Michigan and Illinois have it legalized, which is just like a bunch of tax money going to those states and not to Indiana. You might be able to convince somebody that it's already happening in Indiana. People are just buying it elsewhere and taking it here, so we might as well just make it legal. I think that's like the one argument that might just like put the people that actually don't like it just be like, oh, whatever, fine, we'll take the tax money. But we'll see. I mean, my apartment complex already smells like weed half the time, so it's no difference to me. I walk outside of my apartment where it smells nice and fresh instantly. It's either wet dog or marijuana. Gotta say, I don't really enjoy either.
Currently says that Boilermakers do have a dub, but that's not what it says in the.
On like the FACEIT page.
No, it's on the HUD. It's like in
Oh,
the
okay.
HUD client. I'm setting it. Okay. Oh, I guess this might be a bug. Okay. It's here. Set.
So, with this being the Jaguars map pick, we're going to likely see Purdue start on the CT side.
Maybe because of the knife. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it fixes itself.
Yeah, Gumboot's going to likely be punished with death for that missed run boost. I think they're stalling because Tech here is AFK. So I mean, just to recap last game, I think CMX was top scoring for sure. I think Big Daddy had a little bit of a overperformance in the overtime rounds, especially. That led him to get close in fragging. I think. On the Purdue side of things, I think Justin was hard top scoring. I could be wrong, but it definitely felt like, and I think at the very least at some point in that game he was elite like 28 and 16 or something like that. So we'll have to see if those performances carry over into Nuke, where the pistol round will be going live. CMX and Tristan are both in position. Okay, so their IUPUI is passing utility onto an armored player to then go for a squeaky lurk while the rest of the team is going out towards Hut. CMX finds a kill as well as Big Daddy A. 2-2 are the trades right now, and it is a 5 versus 5 gunfight deathmatch on this A bomb site. Right now, it is tied in kills. CMX finds 1 and a second, makes it 3 on the round, and IUPUI win a very hectic pistol round. I'm pretty sure like all 10 players on the server were within just that A bomb site at points in that round. Well, Purdue going to opt into the full save here. Just a couple of things bought up. And IUPUI on the flip side has full rifle buy here. So they are at the very least prepared for an opponent that bought armor SMG or something like that.
This is a
Purdue,
this is
yeah, this is
interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
They have a stack here going on the B bomb site. I don't really see this. Definitely a gamble, a big gamble. That they won't start working outside or walk into inner, but sometimes it might just work out if you have the player here to fake. And it looks like IPI is walking over here. Of course, if they take ramp, the issue is that they not gonna maybe see anybody. They might just wrap heaven. But definitely not a bad idea. It's better than just sometimes just going for the lobby crunch, because now sometimes people just basically don't even play in HUD anymore because of the lobby crunch issue.
I mean, ramp is under the Jaguars' control. They really can't suspect this B stack.
Oh well, they find it out quickly.
Yeah.
Probably,
as soon as you see a player on B at the start of the round, you're just like, okay, I want none of that.
I think the better way to do this, you probably need to stay like really tucked in as possible. Maybe you might have to even double up people like in dark or whatever, just to lure them into the kill zone, so to speak.
Yeah, and if only one player with the USP showed himself and shot there, I think IUPUI would maybe still go B, or at the very least, you know, commit 1 or 2 players to the bomb site. Maybe you can get some guns then. But because Gumboot saw 2 people shooting at him, it's just like, they're just going to run away every time. But I do like the idea, and it almost worked. But looks like it's going to be a round where pretty much everybody in the server survives through it. And IUPUI is going to be very happy with how that round went.
All right, well, I don't know why this is working. It says IUPUI does have the 1-0, but it says Boilermakers for whatever reason. I don't know, but well, it should. I guess it should switch earlier, but let's see. No, only they let me pay for the HUD. You know, then it'd be fine.
Outside smoke set being thrown by IUPUI. Really no one close to contest.
Decent
Spray
damage,
coming
though.
through. Yeah. This walk across means that basically the comms on Purdue side is, yeah, they can be down, but I didn't hear anybody, which means you just have to kind of make rotations.
Maker has made himself in here. He might get caught out though. Oh, but he spots the legs first. Maker has been really good on making these aggro map control kind of responsive plays. Also on Vertigo, he did the same. Right there, it's paid off because
yeah, IUPUI is running this perfectly though. I think I would, instead of 3 people here, I think I'd send 1 control, and the Big Daddy is doing that right now at the cost of event rotation prevention. And IUPUI is going to scale up onto this bomb site perfectly. Now the question is the dark player going to be clear? The answer is a definitive no. And everywhere the CTs are coming out of the woodworks. The bomb did get planted, which at least gives Big Daddy a little bit of a chance to win this, but it's going to be very difficult. He finds 1, he finds 2, gets it into a 1 versus 2. He cannot find the 3rd, though. He definitely had a shot, but misses it. The last player was only on 13 health, so if he is able to find that ramp player, that's almost, you know, a free win at that point for IUPUI. And
Right, they had that was really well executed. They had the perfect scale right there. As you go out there, throw that smoke, and you scale up left side up towards. But fortunately, had this player just got too much on dark, because one of the later things you clear, especially when he's playing safe like that, and it spawned here. And IUPUI is still gonna have AKs. We'll have utility. Gonna opt for outside here. I want to Sacred Cross again. Lek, though, is playing in the smoke back red. This could be a really impactful play if he plays well. He's so good, actually. He doesn't even have a crosshair on the screen. He doesn't even need one.
Yeah, that's weird.
Maker gets one. The A side is cracked wide open.
Yeah. 2 players have it on this close.
Oh, nice.
Wait, that was just straight up through the smoke.
Yeah, but he just sprayed the default though.
Good util coming in there for many. Oh,
This
only
is
one player.
completely lopsided now. And this is... Wow. So IUPUI, go for the default plant there. Very easy pre-aim to just go out and just shoot, so... Which is what Lek does. And
Yeah.
another error too, is typically what you do is when you throw that mini smoke, you want to throw a molly behind to prevent that exact kind of thing, which was not happening. And IUPUI did have the mollies because they threw them in response after, but...
Oh.
And there's a little team damage. Maybe getting a little too comfortable with their win there on Vertigo.
What was so interesting about that round is that Purdue, did one of those 3 outside setups where you're in full contest outside mode. You want to prevent any kind of secret aggression. You want to get kills with your flash swings. And it didn't happen. And Purdue got the info. They had a player in secret. And at that point, you should immediately make rotations towards A. Get a player fake vent. Get a player up towards heaven. But they were too slow, and IUPUI actually got the benefit of the outside players being outside and got onto the A bomb site pretty easily. The post plant did not go as well for them, but
what is this on the door here? Oh, he actually gets the kill. What the? Oh my god! What? Dude, that is the funniest. So they play footsie with each other on the door, and then he gets 2 kills with that with Tech 9. It's unreal. What a crazy round.
I think what'll be very interesting to see is how much Purdue wants to contest this outside area, because if it's anything like what we saw 2 rounds ago, IUPUI will definitely have to adjust their default to counter it. It looks like they already are sending Big Daddy A up to silo here. Lekt, aggressive red, spots out Big Daddy A. I don't think Big Daddy A spotted Lekt. If he did, it was on his minimap, and he freaked out after realizing that he probably should be dead.
Very quiet right now.
Yeah.
Calm before the storm, so to speak. As we're about to go for this.
Smokes are gonna be thrown.
EG smokes. Molly does come out here red, but it's not gonna do anything because L smokes. Wow, Dewmaker is playing a very dangerous game here. Well, he's gonna find Yeti, but he's just gonna trade a little bit of damage. Very aggressive still on that HUD position, but we're trying to make a wrap into the CT.
Yeah, CTs are playing this well though. I like this positioning. Oh, Tech is actually forced to help A. He's choosing between helping A and helping outside. And Big Daddy A, he had a chance. That timing was good for IUPUI, but he couldn't make the kill happen, and Lekt making it even worse for the Jaguars. CMX makes one back, but it goes down and out. W in an impossible situation goes down. So, Boiler, CS, they lose the pistol in the following anti-eco, but have made good on 4 straight rounds.
That was a really strong example of CT protocols from Purdue right there. That was just the positions that you're playing was excellent. Had him right there on that CT blue box. That's pretty much a great spot to be in, especially when you have the support from the Heaven players when that kind of wrap is coming in, because it's a very awkward spot to try to clear or have everything else to deal with in CT. It looks like it's just going to be a ramp pop here.
They do have exactly the situation you want, which is just one ramp player.
He is on an off angle, though. He might not even get cleared right away. This might actually be a disaster. Oh, but he can only get one, but the rotation is here in time. But it will go down.
Yeah, it probably will not result in a bomb plant, though. There's a player already down secret in CMX with only 19 health. Needs to hit an insane shot, and he won't. Big Daddy had a bit of a heart attack there, I think.
If he kills this person, he could have ran A, but that's gonna be that. No way to know. 2 people are pass flanking.
Yeah. So IUPUI have themselves a buy here. They can get an op up, and they will on Gumboot. I think a question they definitely need to ask themselves right now is how do we deal with this aggressive outside positioning from Lect? He's pretty much using the glaze smoke to get close right every single round. You need to find a way to counter this hut aggression from Dewmaker, and you need to ask yourself, you know, how do we want to develop our mid round? We're losing all the protocol battles, and Gumboot, he finds the pick.
There's part of the answer. Takes Justin's head. Sends him flying.
IUPUI actually just naded red because they were so used to Lex being there.
Like
this time though, ECT. Oh, Big Daddy, he gets completely destroyed by Lect. Big Daddy, he thought he had a timing. Lect was shooting at the top silo player. He's like, okay, I'm going to use that timing. I'm going to get into mini and catch the top up player off guard. And he was almost right. If Lect wasn't there to hit that insane shot off a fast rotation, that round would have almost been good for IUPUI. But instead, we're into a 4 versus 4.
I like this plays leaving this kind of CMX here in this like aggro spot to try to catch anybody if they're going to try to push through, especially with how Dewmaker's been playing that aggro. But it might not even happen. The ramp is control is still in a precarious spot. Have gotten in, but just haven't secured the hell yet because it still could be a threat. Max is going to have to be forced to make a play out here and try to take this fight. Oh, gonna find it. What a nice flick from CMX. Has to get this second. If he can, that's amazing. Does get it. Absolutely opens the bomb site up just by himself. And now IUPUI are able to get down the plant in a post-plant situation.
Left from Mini has the chance to turn this round on its head if he can find some kills. There are kits on both CTs. That smoke is going to be so damaging to their chances of retaking. I mean, at this point, you're forced to go through the smoke pretty much if you want a chance to win. At this point, you're definitely considering just going for exits and saving. And I think that's what they might move to do. I mean, there's only about 15 seconds left on that bomb.
Hero of the round right now goes to CMX for obtaining IUPUI. That was a tough spot to be in. Gumboot even gets the kill as they had the ramp take, but they got stopped and they really couldn't go any further. So it was up to CMX to try to just find another opening into the round, and he delivered way beyond expectations.
Yeah, I mean, what the ramp take enabled, right, is forcing the A Heaven player down to hell to help ramp. They had the guy on B, and that leaves this one player on A. It's the top Hut guy. He's constantly worried about Hut as well as Squeaky, and you know, he can kind of catch players out in rotation. CMX, he walks out, takes the top Hut guy's head off, and then has plenty of space to get out and not really worried about getting instantly traded because he knows that the Heaven guy is probably rotated down to hell. A lot of damage being taken to just get the way into secret, and Big Daddy actually jumps down. So any effort that IUPUI made to be secret, and in turn taking damage for that secret, is completely ruined pretty much by Big Daddy A jumping there. It's 5 versus 5. A minute left means we're gonna get very hectic and quick gunfights.
Yeah.
IUPUI has almost all the map control they could really want to make a take onto a bomb site happen. And with the secret rotation forced, you might see an A play here.
Maker is playing close HUD. He did throw smoke that kind of gave it away.
So, and the squeaky smoke was just missed, which Yeti can just get out for free at this point. And he's not going to clear the close wall.
It's a complete massacre.
It just falls apart.
Critical round from Purdue. Completely just stops IUPUI tracks. Not even a chance to get anything going in that round. I like to see right from IUPUI, maybe with trying to punish Dewmaker. He's being he's really aggressive with its hut. Often plays like it close, almost basically just in the hut. Might be a good spot to aggression, but he's gonna get close. Try to pick off Justin, but not gonna find it.
2 ramp this round. Neither team loses a life there. Kind of crazy actually. A clear focus on lobby this round. All 5 T's inside.
After their conditioning, it's worked. Just one player in garage. She's just holding. No smoke. Still not sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see Lect go onto an AWP though, because I mean, his positioning outside was definitely rifle positions. He was up in the face. You don't want to play, close rifle, especially without rifle. And it's complete spray down. Squeaky frags go both ways in
bomb.
favor of Purdue this time.
Bomb is such a bad spot. It's over there in the corner like that. Yeah, it's such a perfect spot for the Opera Heaven to just
It's
get
also
an
a
angle.
player Mustang, which makes it incredibly hard to get out HUD.
Yeah.
Big Daddy A will clear it, but he will go down. Gumboot has made the vent drop. There is a player on ramp to try to prevent
Just
this.
sneak past this player. Oh, he's holding it close, but he's gonna get stopped in his tracks by the bullets. Slow him down.
Yeah, IUPUI. This is where you can get frustrated as a team, especially on T side. You know, everything's going right for your team up into a certain point where you have to get the kills onto a bomb site and then it falls apart.
Yeah.
We've seen multiple rounds from IUPUI in which the map control is gained, or you found an opening pick, or the clock is run down, they're out of util, and then they try to go onto a bomb site and they just get murdered by the crossfires.
Try to do something here, but massacre. Yeah. IUPUI, one thing IUPUI does have is they have a really strong playbook that they can always fall back on, which in my philosophy a lot of times is when you have these kind of ruts that you're stuck in, is falling back on the pseudo IGL playbook is sometimes really the saving grace, because if you can, especially if you can do more fast plays, I mean, if you're getting hit but in these late rounds, not being able to finish it off, it's sometimes a lot better to try to force those fights just earlier on and take them and try to find success.
They definitely want more to do with outside this round than previous.
They're gonna be They're gonna be lining up a utility set here. Looks like it's gonna be a wrap outside. Gonna be throwing a top locker smoke and then a heaven smoke as well to wrap CT.
Yeah, mini smoke also being thrown. Player Big Rush, he goes down. That's a huge kill for CMX to find.
So far, so good. Lost one player, but that's expected. But the player here, quick, nobody's watching it. Oh no, and he gets, three. Oh no, no molly and no one watching. That is. Oh. And once again, it's just all falling apart. Big Daddy A finds one, but it's still hard. You got two players. They are isolated. If he could find just one here, he has to kind of think really hard about this, where this player is going to be. Try to get him. He really thinks he's going to lurk out in the smoke, but it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, Purdue is doubled up here.
And now they doubled up. So now that opportunity to really get into it is on, and now you got to be taking a 2v1. Unless... Oh,
4 by 3, right?
yeah.
He saw his leg on my screen.
Yeah. Or, yeah.
That's crazy. CMX and the voice chat made the comments that they had not seen a player go secret the entire game, which is pretty much correct. The only other time I think a CT has been secret is after he swung red and then was forced into secret after taking some gunfights.
Problem is though is that just
It's
you
gonna be
can't.
fast A hit. It's gonna be
Oh,
very
yeah.
fast A.
Gets to a player. That player is stuck. One player gets traded. Dewmaker though,
no.
going for one, gets traded. It's just 1-for-1 on each CT player.
Bomb's been dropped in the open. Lek gets one, gets two. Cannot find the third.
Frags all around, and
Hero
Kuro Fate just
No
has
one
to
can be
spray.
ready for this.
Manages to get
Yeah,
the
on the
headshot.
ladder.
Just needed one, but the headshot will do. And now CMX has to find one here. Thinks the flash is coming in. About to find it. Yep, he sees it. 1v1. This is where CMX, I would take him any day of the week.
Dude, that body just fell down.
Does have the bomb, has a smoke, will secure the plant here. Kuro Fate is going to push through. This is the correct play you want to make here. And CMX is just not going to be ready for it. Utility out, trying to get himself into a better spot.
Yeah. What's a little bit confusing to me there is Gunboot actually comes out as the first timing looking at Heaven. I think traditionally you want that first timing to come out and be clearing like Tetris and Top Hut.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, maybe the Top Hut guy still gets that first kill. And maybe nothing changes, but
The Top Hut guy
a little
definitely
bit
was.
strange.
The Top Hut guy definitely, I think he had a pretty bad spawn because he was really quite late
yeah.
to get there. Like they were running out and he was still making the jump.
I mean, IUPUI at the very least needs to find one more round.
Oh, Gumboot! Did you? Oh my God! He just one tapped entry through the smoke, complete refire.
On, like ramp?
Yeah, just tap, just spraying and then go for a one last tap and just hits him through
Yeah.
this. Unbelievable.
That's what you need for IUPUI.
Okay, and then the frags are coming around. They're just falling around, but Justin responds. He's here. You gotta clear out this player. Need a smoke for Mini or something. Not gonna happen. He's gonna get one.
They're just being caught up in the utilities. CMX in a 1 versus 2. He was offered this just around prior.
Oh, the nade's done it.
Tries to make a cheeky play through the smoke and goes down. So 11 confirmed now for Purdue's CT side on IUPUI's map pick of Nuke. This is gonna be a tough comeback even if IUPUI is able to round out the half.
Yeah, and like I said before,
I think it's just coming down to like IUPUI cannot break through the Purdue crossfires.
IUPUI is just making, like, the thing is these crossfires, they're getting them, but they're kind of getting a lot of times for free almost, because the utility usage and the protocols are just not there for IUPUI. Like, they're just trying to take these fights and then try to trade them, but really that's not the answer. You just need to be using your utility, be more proactive with trying to just take this stuff.
It's gonna be a fake fast A.
Like, oh, Snowcone, yeah, great thing, almost gets taken off, but then readjusts, and now ramp control has been taken completely, and they're just gonna go right down.
Huge denial of a lobby lurk, and another denial of a hell push. IUPUI, they had the ramp take and immediately lose 2 players. They're gonna try to pinch this doors area, and they will come out on top of those gunfights. But now Gumboot is forced to get a 4K in the round and a 1 versus 2 clutch. Does he expect
a 1 player coming behind him?
Play? Almost certainly not. He goes down, and 12 CT rounds in the first half.
Once again, just questionable decisions, like pushing hell there aggressively. It just doesn't really make much sense. I mean, there's no point for it. You already have the lobby lurk. That was your one guy that's gonna be like, okay, we're gonna leave him around there and see what he does. That's the guy to do it. You just need to be with the team. I mean, it's not like it's a 5v2. I mean, it's still an even round. You have to be able to just be with the, just go for it and just take the site normally.
I do love the mid round though, to fight for double doors. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that
wasn't enough though to win the round. And this is gonna be a fast A play. Snowcone Ready instantly gooshed off the server. Tristan returns with a kill of his own. CMX going insane on the bomb site.
Oh, okay, I thought he got that 1 kill as well.
Headshots all the round for IUPUI. Gumboot finishes us off with a body shot. CMX, those were. It cannot be exaggerated how important not only the first but the second kill was there, enabling the Heaven rotate to actually be viable. And IUPUI now winning both pistol rounds in the game and down 12-4. Don't say that very often. This is just one of those fast mini drop plays, most likely, into an A hit. And it is being chewed to pieces. Oh, the burst Glock! I mean, you love to see the burst Glock get a kill, every once in a while. Now, if it got kills all the time, you'd be playing Valorant. So, first gun round, Big Daddy A investing into an AWP. For some reason, does not buy smoke or flashbang with the $500 he had spare, and then refuses to elaborate. He is pretty aggressive ramp here. The T side has 1 player watching for this push.
Player has made it down secret. It's gonna be this aggro. This is a free kill. Yeah. Oh, but he's not gonna be ready for the close one.
Display.
Yeah.
With Big Daddy A in an impossible situation. Snowcone Yeti makes a very intelligent push into Squeaky there to catch a player with his back turned.
CMX is quick here.
CMX is gonna catch that. It's not even important for info. Sorry, it's not even important for the kill. It's for info. Tech catching 1 vent rotate. Gets off the angle, but finds the frag nonetheless. So, IUPUI, it really all just falls apart from that initial ramp take. Gumboot going down, Big Daddy A only able to find 1, and Boiler pushes their advantage down into secret, catches vent rotations. Next goes down, and the bank accounts for the Jaguars are not fantastic. They are likely going to save.
This is just not. This is a lot. It looks a lot different than IUPUI we saw before on Vertigo. It's just like a lot of individual mistakes on that map. But at the end of the day, I mean, there were still a lot of really smart plays and a lot of high impact plays. But here it just looks like it doesn't look like the same team. Just a lot of misplays, and looks like it's gonna be fast. Gonna get down, basically get a player down, and then you get a kill as well. That's just BM. Finally gets taken down.
Definitely a B play.
Here, he may get to be able to get taps. Taken down. Just getting trying to.
I think the only player I recognize on this Purdue team from either their previous JV or varsity teams is Lect. I think Lect might have been on varsity or JV.
I think Lect is a Lect is a yeah, he's played a lot of like ESCA leagues and stuff. He's
yeah, it's been a while. I mean, obviously Shot Up was trying to carry that team back then. But the reason why I was thinking that is I think back then Purdue's nuke was pretty good. I think we even banned it like first place. So this pick, if that would still be the case, is a little bit possible.
I think Purdue has been like they've always just been a nuke squad.
Well, this is pretty much IUPUI's last chance. They lose this round in the game, it's just GG's. So, gonna need the rally to start here.
Another fast play.
Like making the vent drop. He did lose 80 HP in the process, and throws the vent molly, which Big Daddy A didn't hear and is quite lucky to be alive, and was only alive pretty much because of angles. I don't even know what to say about this round other than that it looks like a deathmatch. Something from fake vent is just gifted a kill pretty much. And Purdue, it looks like a bunch of indecision on how do we react to the fact that our vent drop player has been spotted and has pretty much caused chaos. And one player ran out A and then died, and that's pretty much all that
problem is you have two players now in control, which means they can't be on A when this execute happens.
Right, and it's just down to Yeti. Good anti-flash, will get him a free kill there on the Boommaker, but cannot find a second. Tristan in mini garage seems to kind of be trapped here. Big Daddy A and Vent is a quick rotate. If he can be activated, Tristan finds one. A second, Big Daddy A holding W up close. Now find the player on site and we'll win that fight. So that's a Big Daddy A round.
That's a bit of a heroics there from Big Daddy A. Running and gunning. As you know to do.
I mean, the funny part is, I think you could make an argument. It's obviously not possible. The optimal play is stand still and one bullet your opponent, but I think running with the Emperor ALS, as Big Daddy has been doing this entire series, is a lot more viable than it should be.
Yeah, I mean, it has very good running. Actually, if you take the silencer off, it actually has better running accuracy. Believe it or not.
Tristan close up on these wall of smokes. He's gonna hear players jumping around, but he's not gonna be able to stop this push. But he is now spotted. He goes down. But it might have been worth the information. He gets a kill on top silo and hears two people shooting at him, so he knows at least 3 are outside. Tech down, Fast Secret. I mean, he's either been vent dropping or crossing Fast Secret every round. He's pretty much playing the role that Nico was for G2 in the major finals.
Thing is, this IUPUI has been playing around him, I think, recently. A lot of times when you get this guy down here, the one thing he wants you to do is stop everything you're doing and just come find him. And a lot of the times you want to do is kind of put him at the side for a second because he's only as good as sometimes you let him to be.
Well, right now he's becoming very good unless Big Daddy A can get to hell in time, and he will. Okay, the timing, window that Purdue had is now shut. And Big Daddy A will be calling over to Gumboot if anything comes in. That's a flash. He takes a shot, but he wants more. But Gumboot, oh, he jumped over the scope. He hits the flick anyway. What? And now he's close up, cannot hit the no scope. And the 3 versus 3 is developed, and Tech, I mean, he should be cutting off vent rotations. He's not as aggressive as I thought he would.
Wide swing here, double from Lect.
Gives his life up. The idea, obviously, for Big Daddy A there is to drop down and hit the op shot, but
this isn't ESCA pugs. This is a big match.
Yeah, that might be curtains. Money is not going to be good on IUPUI. And you have a 9-round mountain to climb. Tech has just been so good for Purdue in this T-side half. I mean, that was literally, you saw it right there. I mean, Big Daddy A playing from hell on ramp, forced to give it. Gumboot could only find one in that awkward spot he was forced into. First throwing the Molotov to make people think that HUD is mollied. Lobby crunch coming in, and it is a disaster. We're going to map 3 of Overpass.
Yep.
Unless Snowcone Yeti and his Deagle can.
Oh, auto director switches to third person. Why? Auto director is having a stroke.
Yeah, it couldn't watch anymore. It was getting too late.
Yeah.
So after winning their opponent's map pick of Vertigo, IUPUI goes into their own map pick of Nuke and lays a bit of an egg. Moving on to Overpass now. I really have no idea what to think because the first 2 maps do not play like Overpass at all. I think Purdue, as a team, what I've been most impressed with is their lurkers. I think they, both Doommaker and Tech, have just played excellent lurks on the respective maps. Like Doommaker playing towards B and Tech playing on this aggressive kind of get down B kind of lurk style. It's been very entertaining to watch, and I think whether IUPUI can handle these lurks on Overpass will be very, very important because I expect to have Purdue to have similar kind of position assignments for Tech and for Doommaker on what, like connector or B maybe on T side. Gotta do an IUPUI Twitter account tweet that we're going to map 3.
Yeah.
So what was the last time I've watched them play Overpass? So IUPUI, they played Overpass in Maine on the 11th. Sorry, on the 9th. They did end up winning. So they have recent official wins, but they also have a 16-3 loss on Overpass. Logged.
IUPUI has had a turbulent relationship with Overpass. They've gone. They were time really good. Their time they were struggled. I think their CT side is really strong. But historically they definitely had a tough time on their T side, especially trying to get a solid default going, and really getting everyone having their own kind of role and being move around the map on their own. I think one thing that we have with the IUPUI setups is that Tristan does play a lurk like Blame F role, where he likes the IGL from the monster lurk position, which sometimes
pretty hard to do.
it is hard. It's difficult to do. I think a lot of times you'd rather try to put yourself in a like a hard entry, or try to middle of the map, kind of somewhere around the action, so you can get a first. There's only so much you can't really read the nuance from the mini map. You kind of have to be around them there to.
Yeah. It'll be I mean we have an impactful knife round coming up. If IUPUI's T and CT sides are as polarized as you think or expect, they're definitely gonna prefer the CT side start. And also, I mean, we're getting to the point where it's past midnight, so they've been playing for 2 hours straight. All right. Also, if I did remember it correctly, and we won each other's map picks 2 years ago when we won, then I think our map, I think train was map 3. It was either map 3 or map 2. I never remember. I just remember the highlight video, because the highlight video, whoever made the video watched the first map and half of map 2 and just called it a day.
Yeah, because they made all the frags from like Purdue or whatever, and then
From Purdue, and then like the second map had like one highlight from like shot up, and then that was it. Despite the fact that I was named Clinical Mr. Mutton on multiple occasions, so it must have been Inferno map.
Dr. Mutton.
All right.
Was that the Purdue?
Yeah. Sully, who's had some pretty high level casting. Oh, they've left the bomb and connector on the play here. The bomb was in con, and now it's dropped in con, which makes this a very hard round to win, despite the fact that it was so successful towards B. There is a flashbang on Tristan, but it's gonna be awkward to get a decent flash in. It actually is a fantastic flash, select full blinds, but the timing is just not good for IUPUI.
Spam.
Hey, that's an incredibly
End it.
scrappy kill. And now into a 1 versus 2. Goes down Justin with a fantastic round. Basically, I don't want to say single-handedly because he didn't ace, but he knocks the bomb down in connector and finds 2 more kills afterwards. So, IUPUI, if the bomb just isn't in con there, that round looks completely different. But because it was in connector, it's just a round loss. And a full SMG buy coming out from Boiler CS. That Molotov just got missed, which we'll have to keep an eye on going forward. It's not a molly you want to be missing. Oh, Light caught with a knife in his hand. Big Daddy is going to take full advantage of that. Tech, meanwhile, on Party. Goosh is up Big Daddy A, and that's enough to keep him alive for the moment. Glocks everywhere.
Down.
Yeah, and the problem is there's just no armor on this IUPUI side. There's so many long-range gunfights up on this A-bomb site that... And there's a flank coming in from Doommaker. He's going to be patient. He should have been able to hear somebody behind him. This is really all going to come down to how greedy he wants to get. He gets one. Stokonetti turning around goes down as well. Lack of armor really hurting the Jaguars in the situation, and it's going to be cleanup. $1,800 earned from those MP9 kills, and a second round as well. What could be interesting going forward is how much IUPUI extrapolates from the fact that Doommaker flanked. You mentioned how aggressive Doommaker has been in, his B CT position, his A hut CT position, and once again we've seen him push up and flank around spawn on this B site. Yeah. I think he must be playing Monster Anchor, and it looks like he is. Purdue double stack long, and IUPUI gonna run right into it. He's actually peeking before the flash, I think, was Big Daddy A. C-Max going for a trade, gets sprayed down as well. Flash is now coming in, and they will work. Find one. Tech behind the rock on Snowcone Yeti's POV. Yeti just completely whiffs his spray and Tech. Hard punishing the Jaguars. That's, I mean, That's just a horrible way to lose a round if you're IUPUI, you know. Big Daddy A looking to make a play, swings out before the flash pops, goes down. CMX trying to trade, goes down, and then just a kind of, you know, double whiff shots. A fantastic flick from Tristan. That's what IUPUI needs to see. At the very least, doing some money damage. And once again, Dewmaker on a T-spawn flank finds Tristan.
Loves these flanks. It's IUPUI. I think their mental after that nuke game it's just gonna be destroyed because you just were getting like everything was being countered. You just weren't never winning anything on that nuke. You have these 50 stuff and already it's 3 rounds. Even though it's just 3 rounds.
Your problem was on T side. You're forced on the T side immediately here.
Yeah, just tough here.
And trying to make a play goes down.
Yeah, these kills too, like getting naded and then spam from heaven, like it's just frustrating. Even though it's just an eco round, it still really messes with you.
Yeah, and this is looking to be a 5 alive for the Boilermakers. Yep. 4-0 start for the Boilers. They did have a 5-0 start on Vertigo and ended up losing. So this is nothing that IUPUI is not familiar with, but on the, you know, a little bit unrelated, IUPUI did start on a favored side after that 5-0 start. But right now, they are facing elimination from FACEIT CSGO playoffs. They are down 4-0 on map 3, and they clearly needed to talk some things over because timeout was called.
Yeah, I think if you know, if you're gonna, it's definitely I really believe in the timeouts, especially in situations like this where if you start seeing this pattern erupt where it's like, okay, I can see the vision in my head where we're gonna go through this rut again, like nuke. They call a timeout and just try to get ahead of it. It's just we gotta get everybody on the same page. So you're trying to go for a control again. 2 players out here.
Push through the molly. Is there gonna be anyone ready for the party player? No,
but we get it.
Don't come in.
Yep.
Tech gonna be frustrated with that. He definitely deserved, and his line deserved multiple kills there, and he gets nothing. So Dewmaker just pushing through the monster smoke, he gets a kill.
We have to start hard holding this guy because he is a rascal on this monster.
Yeah, and there's also a connector push coming in. Like IUPUI, they think they have a map control. They don't even know what, you know, Boiler.
I mean, with the history, they gotta be like ready for this Dewmaker guy. I mean, he's got like they know.
It's not even Dewmaker this time. It's a connector flank from Lect, and he has got multiple.
Oh, he's waiting.
At worst, you expect 2 kills. He gets 1. He gets 2. He gets 3.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't know how he has gotten himself in this situation, but I mean, here's the thing, right? As a team, you never want to overcompensate an adjustment of what you continually lose to, because you never know when your opponents might just completely exploit the other thing. But right now, IUPUI has lost, I think, 4 out of 5, maybe 3 out of 5 rounds to almost exclusively getting flanked.
Yeah.
So you've got to change something, whether it's just waiting the first 60 seconds out of the rounds, just holding.
It's not like they're doing anything like this is a very nuanced, you know, layer deep thing. I mean, it's just we got a guy, he gets something here, and then he just pushes T. Like it's you really don't have to dedicate much resources. You just have to be conscious of the fact that this is what's gonna happen here. It's 1 tech trades.
Yeah, and I mean, like Lect just re-swinging an angle that he knows 2 riflers are holding. That's how confident Purdue is playing right now. CMX finally onto the board. That's his first kill of the game. Loses 50 HP in the process. A 3 versus 3 has arisen, and once again, Dewmaker already pushed up through monster. If IUPUI keep running, he's gonna know very quickly. I actually am a little bit surprised by Dewmaker's rotation into water here, because this is the position that IUPUI will actually expect you to be. Oh, he's just completely retreating onto this B bomb site. Fate rotating in. There are 2 smokes up on the CT side.
Oh,
the
he just spots him.
timings. Did he spot him?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He knows. He knows. But
Oh, he loses the fight anyway.
Oh man,
And that's the bomb.
that is such a mistake.
At this point, like, what do you even do? You don't have a smoke for heaven.
Have to take fights.
27 seconds left.
We're safe, but you need to decide that now. And now it's
just over.
Yeah. Now it's just
This is gonna be 6-0 for Boilermakers.
spray, but right.
Yeah. And I mean, once again, IUPUI, a lot of these gun rounds, I mean, obviously the first gun round when they went long was a disaster. But the 2 following gun round attempts that they've had have been situations where they get themselves map control, they get themselves kills, and then they lose to something that was, you know, preventable. And I only say preventable, right? Because there's going to be some rounds where you just lose to, like, a flank you weren't expecting. But you've been flanked so many times before, like, losing those rounds on getting flanked, that I think I can say this mistake.
That was kind of a drip flash from... He hit it and it went off the slope on the beast sign thing.
This is clearly a bit of a tilt buy. Some players not fully invested, some players fully invested. Double bathroom setup being played off angle from Tech, and with IUPUI's inability to trade, I honestly expect this to go for 3. All right, so good trading there. Good spacing from IUPUI. They do find the first player.
No, Doommaker
But Doommaker gets a double spray down.
Oh no, that is such a disaster. He gets a kill here and gets away, but dude, it's just nothing. I feel like they have nothing they can get. They just everything they try is just they're just getting pushed out of their comfort zone. There's nothing they can fall back on right now.
It just feels like every single fight, every single heads-up fight where like the CT is playing an off angle, or they're pushed, or they're taking a reswing. IUPUI is just losing those gunfights. Like, how many times have we seen IUPUI kind of walk through playgrounds and there's a guy party they weren't expecting, they should have died to, or walk out long and they didn't wait long enough for the flash to get caught off by the double long stack. Or even on pistol, you know, they had the bomb connected, they weren't ready for the double con stack, and they lose the bomb and they lose the round for it. Tech will go 1 for 1. Lex now in bathroom, gonna catch out Tristan running through the smoke, turns around, gets CMX, and gets Snow Cone Yeti. This is an absolute disaster for IUPUI. They cannot buy themselves around, and CMX tilt bot there. CMX was on $350, which means his economy is going to be trash. Big Daddy A's economy is trash. IUPUI clearly having internal issues right now, controlling their economy, controlling their tilt.
Yeah, you might need
this is as ugly as it gets, really.
You need a timeout. You need a timeout. Like, look, you need
a lot more than a timeout. You need divine intervention.
Yeah. Okay, Op is here. AK's on everybody. Some semblance of order is back here. Going down into the con. No one on A. Okay. They finally punished some aggression from Purdue. Maybe this is the start of a new story here. Doommaker.
You never, and I mean never, see anyone play like Doommaker is playing.
Yeah, he underhands a smoke. Okay, he finally gets punished. But yeah, you underhand a smoke while you're in monster. Like, that's a free kill. He underhands a smoke. Like, and Big Daddy 8 running out into the site, looks for another, but it's just here. But he gets taken down.
This should finally be IUPUI's first shot.
Finally, but
and
it is
I don't even mean that as an insult for Doommaker. Like, I don't mean it as an insult. It's like you would just never see someone play in monster tunnel.
I mean,
or smoke monster from the monster tunnel, or play aggressive in your own smoke that you just threw from your like. No one does this stuff, and that's why it's been so effective. And against a team who is rattled, losing so many gunfights, losing to so many crossfires, and just came off of like a dominant.
They're isolated. They're isolated here. This might. I mean, this could be a thing. He has a molly to try to push someone out, and he just gets a first kill, and then he can somehow grab 2 of these players. But okay, it won't happen. Yeah, Doommaker. I mean, it's not like we're like saying like this, and he's going like 0 and 8. Like it's obviously worked and it's had a lot of impact, and it's just like if it's working, why would you stop doing it? Especially with
I mean, you're literally like losing your own map pick going into overpass, and you keep dying to this dude with an anime profile picture that's flanking you. It's gonna tilt you. It's gonna tilt you.
I finally pick up one round though, so let's see what they can do. Go for it. We got 2 players in con. It's all in on con here.
Yeah, and Big Daddy A, he's in a compromising position here. I think a boost might be coming in, and indeed it will. He didn't spot it out, and he should be dead. If he's not careful, he finds an offer. The boost comes in, though.
He finally gets one on the fadeaway. Maker here in Monster finds another kill back on the Monster side. It's 2v3.
He is maybe the most timing dependent player I've ever seen, but he's really good at finding those timings.
Yeah.
Like every time Tristan is lurk solo B, Dewmaker's just owning him. Now Yeti, he was able to deconstruct that con stack. He's trying to get up A as fast as possible. This is a really tough spot to be in though. Huge kill from Gumboot to make this a 2 versus 2.
I think he realizes the flank. I think he has the idea now that this is the Dewmaker guy. Maybe he was looking back towards it, but
Dewmaker on the flank. It's just synonymous.
Everywhere at once. Oh, just another round to Dewmaker's flank.
Yeah, I mean he finds Tristan making the lurk play on the off angle. Flanks very quickly. Gumboot's not ready. Tale as old as time for this overpass, nuke, and vertigo game.
Andrew just said boiler up. Andrew, are you sure you want to say boiler up right now? Sure. IUPUI, they need the support. They need the fans. They need to hear the fans cheering.
This is the epitome of brutality, really, for IUPUI. You win your opponent's map pick, you get banged out on your own, and you are getting banged out on map 3. The question is, you know, can you turn it around? Can you actually make this a half? Because if you can't, this is just going to be Soko and Yeti
going for some gymnastics.
I don't know what's happening.
It's
one by one by one by one. They're just offering themselves up. I mean, Yeti's play only makes sense in the context that you have somebody behind you ready to quick trade. And there's no one there. Tristan's gonna get something.
IUPUI is just completely mentally broken here. There's nothing else you can really say about it.
I mean, what was interesting is, if you, I mean, obviously, I only know from watching occasional games. You were coaching the team for a while. Like, when I was playing on the team, our T-sides were always our strength. And I guess that's just kind of flipped since.
I think the problem is that a lot of it is like individual based. It needs a lot of. I think you have a lot of. You're much more micromanage IGL. Tristan is much more of a freestyle, which sometimes can work.
Play here. There's 3 players B to receive this. Fate gets blinded and just puts his magazine into a wall. Dewmaker goes down. Justin goes down. So at the very least, there's a chance here for IUPUI. CMX is gonna need to get the kill. Not even cleared. Lex just. That's the sign of someone who's winning 10-1. You're just running, and you are trusting that your intuition as to where the player is right. That time it was not. And Tech with the AWP. We've seen incredible op retakes from
player's low.
CS before.
Playing on the pillar here. I'm gonna shift around. Yeah, inside slice. Okay, IUPUI. 10-2.
They really need to round this out 10-5.
This needs to happen here. Thank you, Patrick Wizard, for he has finally come and made an appearance, fashionably late.
My God.
And he is already, as soon as he comes in, already starts deleting boiler up messages. That's my favorite moderator.
Alright. Smoke missing from, I don't think that's where Tech wanted. Yeah, he backs out of the aggressive play he was flirting with.
Maker once again in his favorite spot. Down here, sir. Left side.
Yeah, and you know what's really, I think, crazy is monster aggression is, you know, part of the overpass meta at this point. But you have a flash that you usually use to go through. Dewmaker, I think he's finally realizing that IUPUI's caught on, and he's nowhere to stop. This is going to be a monster execute. Dewmaker gets destroyed.
Yep. Soko and Yeti. Big entry. Gets down, but CMX traded. This is a really good shot.
Two players in pit.
Yeah, this is a death right here. Yep. It's been taken down, and now he is one player now. So IUPUI. I mean,
Huge
Lect,
entry by Yeti.
yeah, that was huge. And CMX finds those two players. They get pushed down, but Lect, he does find the opening pick. This is can never count him out of this, especially when he's playing so far this game.
Oh yeah, Gumboot just got off the angle because he was afraid of heaven, and that gets Lect out graffiti, which they definitely hear at this point.
Yeah, this is. I mean, you got both players here. You have mollies. This should not be a losable round, especially double mollies. You can double up here, and then you can
They are
molly
quite
bomb.
aggressive though.
Yep.
Oh no. Oh my god.
It's the intro. All right, 10-3.
Yeah, Lex intuition there is okay. One's probably short, one's probably monster. I'm gonna kill the short guy. I'm gonna change over to monster. But Tristan swings out sandbags. The
Finally,
double molly there. I think you definitely could argue that they should have been more passive, but they win.
yeah, that's what. And finally, Purdue Boilermakers are forced on to save. Of course, Doommaker has a little extra, so he'll get. But, save here now. IUPUI. This is if they just lost this round to. This would be. Okay, he's gonna molly. Come on, hit him.
Oh!
Okay, he gets traded, but tech
Oh, no!
trades. That's such. Oh,
They're gonna be able to collect those weapons.
oh no. They have armor to Kevlar help them too. Gonna be running out fast out here. This is really the response you have to make. Rotate is gonna be slow, but he will get
They're
here.
gonna beat them there.
Yeah, he's gonna stop you and he's gonna
There's
walk.
no IUPUI players to actually hear this. They're long. They're not short, which means they don't hear those CT rotations. In fact, IUPUI is nervous about bathrooms. They're gonna try to play this post plan from bank where all the CTs are.
Well, this could be a disaster. Doommaker here, close with the Nova.
Oh,
Finds
one
one,
bullet to Gumboot.
takes him right off. Tristan
Well, Tristan needs to win a 1
responds.
versus 3. He gets the first. The bomb is down dice though. It's not playing for him. He needs to.
Molly goes in the offices.
He killed 2 just office workers.
Find the first.
Oh,
He knows where he has the info.
It's gonna be down to timing. He's going. Oh, he's gonna get wrapped. It's over. Purdue's gonna win this round.
He's walking forward. Walking forward. Oh no! I thought stay in the
Yeah,
smoke.
and he's got maybe like 5 seconds buffer here to defuse this bomb. Even more. IUPUI, you cannot be losing that round. I mean, what they were worried about, right, is there were 2 players in con. They weren't in bathrooms by that point. They were worried about the con flank. So instead of routing through bathrooms and maybe getting timing once again, they wanted to go long and play the post plant from CT. But in that chaos, Gumboot is forced like into bank for some reason with an AWP. He should have been the one to stay back long there. And he just gets one bulleted by a Nova on Doommaker, who once again is just making weirdly impactful plays every single round, it seems. And now IUPUI, they are denied the 5-round T-side half. Gonna have to settle with 4, and CMX with a knife out goes down.
No,
Trying to
okay.
trade, will actually find it.
Picks up the op, but Lect is here to catch him, but he's gonna fall off.
I think that nade, yeah, it's gonna pass. Might have a
Baker's gonna go
shortly
close
on
here.
short.
Oh,
we got EA.
the time! That's the insane timing. He goes back once, just a millisecond, just in case anti-flash. Gumboot
And
walks by, tries
Lucky
to
to be alive.
yeah. Goes again for another shot. Gets a little more.
The T's are incredibly spread out here, which might be to their benefit if they can just win this one gunfight on A. Now that being said, it is an op on long sign, a notoriously hard position to clear, but
He's working out. This might be advantageous if Yeti can play this right and just be ready for the close walk up. Oh, it might be perfect here. He's a little farther, and Yeti gets the kill. That's a free
that
open
was
sight right now.
insane timing.
Yeah.
Like just one more second, and I think it was Tristan back in bathrooms goes down for free.
Come down. Last round, so they are gonna go for this
You
no matter what.
absolutely need to win this retake or post plant. Your IUPUI.
One flash for the CTs. That's all they have to make it off this. They're gonna have to explode off this flash. Make it out. Gets the first frag. Players are making it out. Tristan Fight returns, and there you go. IUPUI managed to snag that 4th round. They stopped the bleeding. Well, I think they are bleeding, but I think they've at least gave themselves some morphine
Yeah,
to
and I mean,
ease the pain.
it's got to be noted on Vertigo, Gumboot was pretty hard bottom fragging, I think. Everyone was probably bottom fragging on Nuke. And once again, on Overpass, Gumboot is on 3 kills. Definitely a player that you would like to see step up on the CT side, as he is playing the most important maybe the most important position in the entire game, which is CT side op Overpass A. This is, your player, the most important player, in the game, You know, he's been having a rough series up to this point. He needs to turn it around if the Jaguars want a chance to win this one. This is definitely a retake B setup from IUPUI. There's really no chance that this bomb doesn't get planted B. Smoke isn't being thrown though. Bomb is being walked up connector. And CMX in bathrooms. Okay, the bomb is committing B now.
Finds 1 kill. It's crossing. There's a lot of damage. They can really pressure this.
Server. It's just a deathmatch server.
Yep. Oh, but the frags are going back towards it's 2-on-3. Yeti though, he's in this position. He has to get a kill here.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh no, now it's all on CMX. Has to go huge here. Can't connect with it, and
that's just been like, it seems like every round IUPUI has a chance to win so many times. Purdue just turns it on its head. I mean, that round's 5 versus 4 for IUPUI. They knew the bomb was headed into B. And instead of, I think letting the bomb get planted, just taking the fights where they're given, they try to push up into pit, make a play for the site, and they die doing it. So, after losing that pistol, you're expecting 4-13. You're down 9 rounds on path 3. You need a miracle. Doommaker holding W, as he's so well known for, is punished this time. And by running around.
Got a frenzy of USP, somehow makes it out alive. And oh, gets taken downside. I thought it was team damage. Light gets dinked but still finds one, and now Yeti trying to just get something out of this round. I have 2 kills, albeit on SMGs. Well,
yeah,
one more.
Is going to be headed towards B here. That flash connector is pretty effective. And you're just not going to have the money for an AWP here, which is definitely, I think, one reason why you could have argued to force that second round with maybe like a scout and try to win it, if not save next and go. In that same idea, though, you're forfeiting all the way to round 14 at that point if you lose the force. So, here we are on 5 M4A1Ss. The good part is your opponents aren't on AWPs, but on the A-bomb site, it's just so valuable to have an op. Like, the position Gumboot is playing right now with this being made fundamentally better if he had an AWP. But here's our first look at Purdue's default, and what do you know? Doommaker is lurking connector. And he'll probably be walking up those stairs solo every single round. And a lot of rounds probably fast. Just can destroy party setups. 4 towards A here. Bomb is still in a safe position back towards T spawn. And Doommaker with no fear is just walking up divider. Flash comes in long. Gumboot being tested. Almost loses a fight long range to a Mac 10. He's going to take this reswing with Yeti. They're just fighting long. They know 2 players are long, and Gumboot's gone down. Yeti makes a fantastic play to get 2. Round-saving play to get 2 there. And there is help being rotated in. CMX finds that rotate kill, and IUPUI, they've got to be thanking Snowcone and Yeti for keeping them in this game. You lose that round, it might be just game over at that point. You're forfeiting match point if you lose a gun round without enough money to buy next at this juncture. And Yeti, the M4A1S coming up huge for him in long bathrooms. So, 13-5 seems to be inevitable here. Hero Fate almost certainly would like to die before time. Only got a Mac 10. That will indeed happen. Only 1 round loss. Or sorry, 1 player lost on that round. For IUPUI, it's Gumboot, who is still unable to acquire an op. The T's buy is actually quite ugly this round, despite my expectation that it would be fine. I guess the lack of the bomb plant was really showing here. And it looks like they want to be doing fast B play. Yep, indeed it will be a fast, short take for Purdue. Will they go fast up sandbags? Looks like they will. The first thing is double dinked through the wall. Incredibly fortunate to be alive.
Yeah. Playing close. Trying to imitate Doommaker a little bit, playing close to this.
Doommaker would just go through the smoke as soon as that guy.
It's true. And he'd get to as well. This could be a little pause. I think they're back around. They still maybe want to execute, but reorganize where they want people. But Daddy finds a nice timing with that smoke fading. Managed to get one.
Oh, the flash is so brutal.
Tristan only good for one. Daddy
He's got a swing on the D250. It does not go well. And now CMX is the last line of defense for IUPUI's hope to come back into this map. Mid-side smoke comes in, denying anyone from heaven to find those kills. Top site boost comes in. CMX goes down, and so does Snowcone. Gumboot, 3 kills to his nade. Needs to get to 5 if he wants to keep his team in the game. Lect.
Head down.
So winnable from Gumboot. Both of the opponents are on low HP. He
Finds
finds
one.
the first. He knows the flash play.
He finds
and
it!
He gets the shot. A huge round for Gumboot to win. Good for his confidence, and even better for his team's chances to win.
Oh wow, Gumboot steps up right when he needs to. It's such a tough spot. He's got these players moving around, but stabilizes right there at the end and gets that one back to short. That is gonna be a bit of a silver lining for IUPUI. Maybe there's a chance that they can claw their way back.
I kind of wish Purdue would have forced here. They know that their opponents are so low on money.
Yeah, you may as well. I mean, you got so many rounds to work with. It's like you just try. Even if you just get any kills you get is really impactful.
And even if you lose, if you get bombed down, you're gonna buy next again because you're on such a high loss.
I think they're just kind of playing like playing by the rules.
Running it. He's imitating his nuke play right now. He is just running after Jaguars. Gumbo with an op is whiffing shots. He just can't buy an op shot this series. Yeti trying to keep this competitive. CMX running into the long swing, gets flashed, and only gets 1 for it. With 3 players long, though, there should be a winnable round for IUPUI, and indeed, it will be cleaned up. But Gumboot,
I hate to be that guy, but take Gumboot off the op, man. The guy he can't hit the easy ones that matter. I'm sorry, it's just not working out for him, man.
Well, I don't think you can afford to take him off the op. Like, you just gotta hope that he can get himself back in the game.
Just like,
I mean, he wasn't opping in certain situations on overpass. I mean, sorry, on vertigo. On the B side. I think Tristan was picking up the op a bit. Especially when they had, obviously, 2 ops then. But these flashes seem to be pretty well organized from Purdue. They're flashing themselves into party control every single time. Gumboot with the op is spotted.
It's away just barely, though.
Yeah, I mean, this is a default we've seen from Purdue several times already this half. With 1 connector, 3 towards A, and just leaving the solo B-Lurk and Kuro Fate. Snow Cone Yeti playing close to this divider smoke. I gotta say, Snow Cone Yeti on 19 kills, he is definitely keeping IUPUI in the server right now. Multiple multi-kills on the A-bomb site, facing pretty much Armageddon. And right now, this is going to be a water crunch. If Big Daddy A's flash here, it could be tragic. He gets 1. There's a player top, sandbags to support, and the spray downs are coming in favor of IUPUI for the moment. Smoke coming in connector. The bomb now being pushed into water. Big Daddy A goes down. Tristan swinging wide. He's fortunate to get that 1.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit. He probably thought he was getting flanked monster, and he, thought that was, the mandatory.
All he does is get down default, buys him some time. Will come in, but look at what Texas did.
Yeah, but this is what happened on the pistol, and IUPUI just solo swings and died.
Oh, great nade!
That's a fantastic nade.
Down. Both players are low. Another nade's gonna come in. Finally finishes off Justin. Wow. This is a free wallbang for Gumboot when the guy pops up. Shoot him through.
Yeah. Okay, that was fantastic from IUPUI. But it's way better than what they showed us on previous view retakes.
Yeah, that was great. The utility was insane.
Yeah, this is the momentum you need.
Right here is you just keep this going and just you kind of take it 1 round at a time. Start working that scoreline back up. Gonna be another eco here, 6 buy rather. Be a fast short pop.
Yeah.
But they're gonna get stopped by this molly, and then a smoke's gonna come in. It's gonna put a damper on their plans. Like, this smoke is bad though. It's gonna have a gap.
It's it looks like it's good enough
Okay.
to at least prevent pushes. And it was super crucial to get that molly down short because they have 3 players A early in the round did IUPUI. Gumboot now just rotating in. Big Daddy playing behind this smoke.
That's a good.
Look at the first player.
Oh, finds a second. Great kill from Big Daddy. Oh, and the
blind cannot find himself a kill.
molly does a lot of damage
around
though.
A little bit for Boiler CS. Big
Lot
Daddy
of-
in a compromising position.
On a
Getting
nade
hit with
potential.
focus B.
Not gonna connect.
Oh, that flash was kind
Bomb
of an
is down. They're
accident, but
playing
it's
juggle with the
blooded.
bomb here, not being able to get it down with all this stuff. IUPUI just putting the pressure on this retake. I like it a lot. They're not even letting him get a second to breathe to get that bomb down. Just keeping the utility, keeping the spam.
Yeah. I mean, these are good
pressure.
CT setups. What was super puzzling to me is the guy who was running out short for Purdue was anti-flash against the wall, but then nobody flashed. So he just died for free.
Yeah.
Don't really know what
Map
that's
one
about.
score was 19-17.
Okay,
And Friday
so
Guy.
this is going to be a huge round because IUPUI, they have started 3 players towards the A-bomb side. 2 of them are aggressive long, and 1 player is just swinging fountain. That's Snowcone and Yeti. Justin finds the first kill playground. Snowcone and Yeti finds a trade onto tech. And a second
Double.
onto an upper
That's
leg.
huge impact.
And now Justin has killed CMX and Yeti
it's
with
all-
nothing to do
all-
against flanked
all
Con.
for-
Once again, the A setup destroyed, and Yeti tries to save it, but this time he can't do it. It's just been a story of how can Yeti keep the A bomb site hold alive, and this time it wasn't enough.
The problem with doing these plays like this is that there's one thing first is that these are, if you have unless you're doing a hard counter to what they're doing, these plays are very high risk because especially doing a play like this where you have 2 people swinging out. I mean, you're kind of betting your entire A setup on that, and if unless you have a really strong protocols, which unfortunately IUPUI historically does not a lot of time.
Oh no, Big Daddy A, he's taking this aggro swing. He gets one and the bomb, but it's not going to be good enough here.
Unless they have these strong protocols, like it's just high risk to do these kind of plays. Like you don't necessarily need to.
That could. I mean, it's not an unwinnable round. It's just very hard to win.
Gotta isolate some. Monster here. Possibly get a headshot angle on some of the. Might be a play. One player is digging deep. This is prime potential for isolation. Just get this one player here. He's gonna swing wide. Yeah, that's.
Time was ticking. He needed to make some
I
plays.
mean, you have to lose one eventually, and when you have such a that's kind of T side, it's the margin super thin. IUPUI.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't watching from Long's POV. I was watching from Yeti, but I mean, there was an op up on IUPUI side, and Justin just one taps the AWP there, presumably.
I just don't know. I don't think you need those kind of plays yet. It's like the last round you just played a normal A setup. I mean, are you just kind of playing a simpler A setup and it was working and you were able to get the rounds? I mean, your B retakes were solid. Like it was a bit of maybe overreaction.
The silver lining is that with how successful the retake was the previous round, IUPUI can still force up guns here. But this is your wall, right? Oh, they've double smoked Monster. The T side's gonna hear that, wait this out, and know that is going to be clear. And with the full X shoot coming in, you've got to expect Big Daddy A to be full blind when he gets up here. This could be it. This could be the round IUPUI as essentially eliminated from FACEIT Collegiate playoffs. Oh,
About to flip.
4 flashes. There's no flash. Big Daddy gets 1 kill for free, but here comes the X2. Tristan forced to go huge here. He gets 1. Swinging around the pillar, he goes down, and now CMX forced to pretty much give the bomb site up. This, I mean, do you might even consider saving.
I don't think that IUPUI ever saves in this spot. They feel like they have to go for this. I don't blame them.
Oh,
those flashes are so good.
solid. Yeti once again being huge for IUPUI. Goes out heaven. Finds a player pick. He should have doubled up.
That's
Was
it.
so close.
1-2.
Player
Goodbye,
shot.
Pay wins it.
Retake.
Unreal. Snowcone has to make a play there and goes out heaven. That play, that is single kill there is just completely is the one thing that gets IUPUI able to get into the round. I mean, that looked, those flashes were perfect. That was looking deadly right there.
I mean, I don't know whether to say it was a misplay from the default player to be out that wide and not being watching heaven, but you've got to give Yeti props for getting out, getting the kill, and tagging up the player in heaven, giving his graffiti players the space to get out and make that trade happen on short. That's an incredible display from Yeti, and we've already said it so many times on Overpass. He is keeping them in the game, And IUPUI has an opportunity to break the economy of Boiler CS here by pretty much preventing a bomb plant and killing all 5. That will force Boiler onto a safe. Five versus 5. 5 rifles on either side. Util pretty much tied here. This double bathroom setup can be feast or famine at times. There are 3 players A, though. CMX on that truck position, watching long for the bathrooms players. IUPUI doesn't know it, but there are players surrounding the bathrooms right now. Gumboot on an off angle will find Doommaker. His aggression does not pay off this round. And now, with Yeti tucked in close.
Sun's sticking out, though. He's got to be a little careful.
Yeah, I think he even kind of realizes it. That's why Gumboot is still out so wide. Bomb is in Monster, and this certainly looks like it's going to be a B play. Justin's job right now is to try to make space, and it is not been made. So now, Bomb forced onto B. There's only 2 players to receive this. Big Daddy A gonna throw a smoke to give himself some space.
Oh, he doesn't put the molly. He gets CSGO'd.
And now, this is just a fundamental retake. No preventing
Finds one. Oh, that's a huge play. Oh, he connects with the other. Big Daddy A, great 2 kills. Finds the first and then just realizes where the other is and gets him to the smoke.
I mean, I was fully ready to accept a reality where that's just going to be a bomb plants and, you know, post-plant situation. But Big Daddy A, with gaps in the smoke, somehow finds a double. And Purdue actually going for a bit of a half buy here. Heck, all the way down to $700. It's going to be a B rush. It's all going to be onto these B players, and CMX is a little bit late to the party. Gambit nade being thrown in.
Oh,
Tristan gets nothing. Big Daddy A finds 2.
Goes for a full spray, switches to the 5-7. This has to be a big play here.
Oh, the flashes
he went behind him. He's looking for one. Look, he gets traded by the player. Now it's just one. He gets cleaned up. That's insane. That's insane. The player goes straight past him, and he gets another from it.
I think, was that a team flash?
Oh, it might have been.
Was that a flash from IUPUI? I mean, he's so blind he doesn't notice Big Daddy A on the pillar. Blind himself.
Big Daddy just holds that pillar, just holds it and prays to whatever supernatural power, if there is one. And I don't know if it's luck, divine intervention, or something in between, but he manages to get out on top.
That's another round where IUPUI keeps guns alive.
Yeah, IUPUI are just wanting this.
Losing a round at this point isn't the death sentence that it was before.
Still, yeah, you definitely can play for the overtime still. So it isn't a great spot to be in either, but at least it's better than we were, you know, 15 minutes ago.
DMX misses the nade and gets him down to 95 HP. This is a very passive A setup. I think they've kind of exhausted all the aggressive A setups that they've had in the past, and most of them haven't worked. The closed bathroom setup worked for them, but they don't want to do it every round. Super passive on A here, basically daring Boiler CS to do an A execute. I mean, we haven't seen a true A execute from Purdue yet this game.
Gumboot gets a nice tag for the smoke.
Oh, he's actually beat the player up.
Wow, that's a good. He trades some of his health, but he gets a lot back in return. Really good damage, and that's kind of scared those players off.
Oh, I didn't even notice this. Big Daddy is pushed through Monster.
Oh, that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, Tristan right now, he's just running water, and if he, you know, is just running water,
he can rotate.
His Monster. Yeah,
he can rotate. Yeah, he's got it, and now he's gonna make his way there. Oh, this is gonna be time here.
Smoke's coming in.
But they heard that. I think they might have heard that. Rotate.
Molly's coming in as well.
They're rotating down. Oh, Big Daddy A's gotta have to hear it. Oh, he needs to get 2 here.
Oh, he can only get 1.
That's insane.
He's in heaven, but there's no mollies or nades to stop this push. Smoke coming in. He's gonna jump into pit. He's gotta go huge for IUPUI.
He finds the bomb plants! You just gotta run now! That's insane from Tristan! He just absolutely won the round!
Left is on the flank. Are they ready? Soko Yeti is ready for this flank. And there's actually no time.
There's no time, you just have to run, and that's absolutely insane play from Tristan. Jumps down into pit, has to make a hero play, gets the bomb down. That is just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, Purdue had the fake they wanted. Tristan rotating all the way to A. Just a little bit, you know, worse timing for Tristan there, and that round goes for Boiler CS, but because he was able to get into pit, the round is completely turned in the other direction, and once again, we're going to see kind of a half buy out of Purdue. This round, once again, they're going to be going through the... Oh, no, they actually back out of it at the last second. It looks like Justin wanted to go through that smoke, but the nades coming in prevents it. Jump spot just happened, so I'm actually going to note that at least 2 players were in water. And with that
down.
said, Gumboot is back onto an AWP.
Need a nose splash and do a pop here.
Yeah, here they come. They're going to go through.
Get scared off.
Wonder by what? Maybe they team flashed themselves?
Yeah. Good position. I think they're just go for a better option, which here the split. They flash into monster. This is actually really good. You get no info, but I think but it's not like a clear. It gets Tristan in a better position on this left side, but he's gonna stop back.
Yeah, what was interesting is on that first node flash, I think they actually had a fantastic timing. Here
Coming in.
The execute. Big Daddy A swinging onto short. He gets nothing. And this is going to be a B explosion. Tristan goes down as well. Now CMX, he gets 2. And he can't get a 3rd. Is this Tech 9 Eco going to be the round where Purdue actually pulls themselves onto the match point? Surely not. Flash comes out of heaven from Yeti. Spots a player out pillar. There's a player in pit, which is definitely IUPUI's biggest challenge here. Yeti's so close to seeing him, now he does, and the shot comes straight through for the Tech 9, and Gumboot goes down. A Tech 9 force buy is what cost the IUPUI Jaguars match point.
Here's the thing. It's not over. IUPUI has the money. They, like you said, they've worked up enough of a marathon that they do have the money to be able to get back into this. So it's not like they're just forced immediately onto the pistols.
Yeah, I mean, I think what happened there was they cleared Monster, right? Monster gets cleared. I can't even argue that because Andy should have seen the smoke coming in from Monster. I don't really get,
the problem is
really
Andy.
Get the short aggression there.
Yeah, the problem is Andy just tries to make some sort of play there. Like he tries to get into maybe the unexpected position where you play close to there. But it's just sometimes playing that is just better to fall back on what's a good crossfire instead of hey what's gonna maybe catch them off guard.
IUPUI into a bathroom setup on A.
Yeah,
2 con, 2 playground, 1 B.
Conservatively, I think on A, which I agree with. You don't want to just get overzealous here. You definitely are still in this game. You can bring it to overtime. You just cannot get too flustered and completely throw it away. I don't mind that passive. And actually, Gumboot has got himself in the left side long here. I think this is very strong. In here, he can have a lot of info, hearing utility, hearing him clear the bathrooms.
Incredibly tense situation here for the CTs. Not a lot of utility to really prevent any kind of push. A lot of players close bathrooms. They're just walking up. Yeti does not realize how close these players are right now. Flash might give him an inkling. Here they come. On the truck. The God Flash comes in. Yeti. How is he alive?
He finds the kill!
Gets a kill for the bomb is still in T-spawn though. All these T's are committing to A. The bomb is in T-spawn.
Gumboot's gonna need to be a huge help here.
Oh no! Yeti is going huge for the Jaguars from
Oh
Trump.
my god, it finally gets taken down.
And Gumboot, oh, he's lucky to be alive. The bomb now going back towards B though.
Yep, it's gonna be all
Now
on Andy. He finds it! And now it's just Justin, left in a 1-on-3, farther away.
The money's gonna be good enough to buy. He'll probably go for this.
Yeah, he's gonna have to
20
go for
seconds
this.
though is the biggest, disadvantage he has. The CTs are now gonna know that it's B. Big Daddy A taking the fight and he's gonna win it. We're going to round 30. No off the CT side.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to rifle.
It's gonna be here. Right now, I don't know what you do if you're Purdue. You might want to keep going with the default. They might just say screw it. Let's just go for something fast. Let's go for a B.
They brought up an op here, so I doubt it'll be a B rush.
Yeah, it's probably you're right. It's not gonna be. They might go for a pick here on A.
I mean, if I'm Purdue, every time you've gone long, it's been good. The only time that it didn't work is when Yeti, kind of just lucked out to get a spray down in long bathrooms.
Gumboot's going for an aggro peek. He's got to get off here though, because this player is coming around fast. Okay, he's gonna get off. If they're holding, he's actually holding for the aggro from that before. So
yeah, 2 con once.
They do not want to. Nobody here wants to give anything up for free on this last round. They all.
Flash coming over hedge. Yeti's gonna immediately smoke divider following that. And IUPUI, they're resetting into a similar setup they had the round prior. It did good for them then. Lect lurking up short, goes down. Big Daddy A finds the opening kill.
Huge.
What is the response from Purdue?
Snowcone
now,
Yeti has found himself. This is actually huge. He's got himself into this deep position here with Gumboot here close on the position. Now,
yes, but what's interesting is they walked up bathrooms last time. That could catch out Gumboot who's playing long sign if they do it again.
It depends what the timing is here. Who's going to be here first?
Oh, you're right. It's just going to be down to timings. There's so much randomness that's going to be taking place this round. Justin just on the brink of peeking into Gumboot's view. Same could be said for the long players. Tech is posted on long sign.
Gumboot re-swings as he's dead, but if they go around fast enough... Oh, Yeti's going to clear.
Tech, will he go down?
He gets both!
He gets a double kill.
That's insane!
5 versus 2. Gumboot goes down from long sign.
CMX is on the truck.
Only one on A site. Can he at least get one first trouble?
Finds it!
And now it's down to Curl Fate in a 1 versus 4. Can he do it? He found the first. He knows one is long. He's going to take the bomb. He's going to reset. 25 seconds. His mind is racing. What is the correct play? He has to go for it. He's going to run towards connector. Does he actually have the time to make a play out of this towards B? There are no CTs here to receive this B play. He might get this bomb down for free, and then you've got to give him a chance. It's a 1 versus 3. The CTs are just now realizing their mistake. The bomb is on site. Curl Fate, half HP, a Molly nade, and a Dream to get his team across the line in the playoffs. And
but he's going to do
down.
it.
Tristan kills the Dream, and we're going to overtime.
Unbelievable. We were starting on this. Look at this scoreboard. We were 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 rounds. 0 to 8 it was at the start of this half. And 11 and it ended with 11-4. And now IUPUI has done the unthinkable and they've crawled themselves back completely to this spot. It's basically a reset the score. It's 0-0 now, and it's anybody's game now to do this. Unbelievable from IUPUI.
I mean, you gotta give MVP level props to Snowcone Yeti. Big Daddy A has finally reached him in kills, but in terms of impact kills, round saving kills, Yeti doubling up on round 30 on long, and pretty much saving what could have been a round loss if he gets one tapped there.
Yeah, so go back to the set. Playing a little more aggressively here. This is
they're just running
switch up.
Snowcone Yeti on the off angle finds them. And now, Gumboot, he's
falling
long
in.
bathrooms. He's going to clear long. He's going to know it's clear. Now he can be a full-service servant to Yeti. Oh, the timings are horrible for Gumboot. I think his jump was just hurt as well. This could be a fast approach onto A.
It is coming in. It's going to... Maybe he's going to get here in time. Gumboot isn't completely stranded.
The problem is Gumboot is always going to be afraid of this long flank coming in. He's got a spot on Gumboot.
He's got a post. He's got...
He's
Oh, he's going to get his smoke.
Smoke.
He misses the shot.
It doesn't matter. He gets the second. The bomb, though. The bomb is still down in connector, and Tristan found the lurk. Now the question is, yeah, does Boiler actually want to push this A site without the bomb? That's the question.
It's a big risk to do now, but they're going to do it. They're going to have to play.
Tristan jump spotting towards B, making sure that a flank isn't coming in, but he's concerned about Monster, as he really should be. Execute coming in, though, and just as the CTs were starting to rotate, Big A trying to find his way back to Dice. How much can he do? He finds players looking the other direction.
Not
he
gonna
can't
get
kill
any.
Them. He finds Doommaker, though.
Finally.
He switches to USP. Can he down the bomb plants? The answer is no. He switches to the
Finds the AK,
AK-47,
but
and he gets nothing.
He just needs a couple bullets to connect, and then he can kill one at least. That is just chaos. And now Tristan left 1-on-2. Hop is on long. Another player's
so
deep.
Difficult.
This is yeah, almost unwinnable. Unless he somehow just gets an insane kill here. Finds the first player.
Yeah, this is going to be a round win for Purdue for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the moment Big Daddy A, you freeze frame Big Daddy A taking the dice peak, you put IUPUI's win rate at like 90%.
Yeah.
But then a complete whiff comes in for Big Daddy A, and it just turns the round at that point.
IUPUI gonna have a double molly here.
Nade coming in. That might land on Justin's head.
So he's gonna be ducking down.
Missed. I think Yeti might have missed that actually, because he was standing in the exact spot that you made there.
Oh, this is gone out. Oh, they're going out. Gumboot
actually is.
That's
nice
insane.
shot there.
Oh, Gumboot is kind of stuck. He just kind of chills. Yo, he's.
I actually love this play.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
Oh, he actually
gets
did kill that
another
player.
one. That's a huge play from Gumboot. Gets a double from some really tough spot.
And you can immediately see with how much focus Purdue's putting on AC, Max already up slant.
Yeah.
No time wasted.
Great response. And this is a solid crossfire.
Yeah, the B setup's pretty solid as well. Lect now turning tail, running towards the A bomb site. This is definitely where Purdue wants to end, at least at this point. And CMX finds a kill on attack.
He's gonna have the
missed off shot.
Yep. Yeah, he has a bomb. I think IUPUI now have all the cards in their hand. They know exactly where everyone is. This guy has to be long.
Oh, he's dinked.
Gonna dink him here. Oh, CMX gets the double. Nice,
That's
nice shots.
Incredibly crucial rotate from CMX. He gets 3 kills on that rotate. Gumboot, I mean, that's one of those rounds where, you know, even just like 150-50 goes the way of Boiler CS, and Gumboot, you know, goes down.
I'm out.
Flashbang comes in. He's just blind enough for that player to cross over bathrooms, catches a glimpse, is able to hit a nice shot there. And then while he's forced to push up with a molly, a player coming around Fountain Stairs is just maybe, you know, a 1/10 of a second late, and Gumboot is able to find a kill on a player party who's not ready for the swing. So,
Timeout going to be here for the Boilermakers. We talk this over here. This is the last round of this half.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen the same kind of default from Purdue come out the last, you know, 2 rounds of overtime, and I think maybe the last 3 or 4 rounds of regulation. They're clearly comfortable in the map control they're getting. I'm sure this timeout is discussing what they want to do out of it.
Justin's going to be late on the buy here. Still AFK in the spawn.
Oh no.
What is going on? Is it a tech issue?
I mean, they had other timeouts. They have like 5 minutes of tech.
Yeah, they have dot tech.
All right, he's gonna. He came back in time, just enough time to buy. I think that was close.
It's like to be a little bit of faster, I think. Here.
Yeah, I mean, they forced out the
double molly.
Lighter smoke way faster than it's usually been thrown. Oh, the Divider Flash comes in. CMX on the rotate. Doommaker goes down.
Just in
and
time.
now Yeti, he is a bit trapped.
Some would say they're trapped with him. Well, no, he's trapped with them.
Oh no, Gumboot overextends on Dice and goes down.
CMX has to go huge here.
And he gets God Flash off.
But he like his flash too. It's team flash.
Flashes. They threw 2 God Flashes instead of just 1. That's why you only throw 1.
Oh, he gets a double. That's insane.
Rotate comes in. Tristan stuck truck. They know where he is.
Tristan goes swinging.
And now is detected. He's Dice. They know
it's a 1v1 until Big Daddy A gets here.
Good patience from Tristan to allow his teammate to move into a position that he can trade. Now they're going to swing together. Oh no, they've whiffed it. They've whiffed the swing together, and now they've offered 2 1v1s. Lex wins the first, and he wins the second.
Wow.
That is heartbreaking for IUPUI, and they're forced onto a disadvantageous side that they only were able to win 4 rounds in the first round.
The problem with that situation is you have a 2v1 with the player on Dice. Is you need the thing is the player Dice has to make the play there. Big Daddy A kind of goes to the swing and then gets kind of caught out for it, but you really can just wait or just let him plant. He has to make the move, and you have a solid crossfire.
Off angles, right?
Yeah.
Tristan can watch Bank from an off. Andy can watch Truck from an off. And then you just wait to hear plant sound and you swing together.
It's just a bit of a nerves, but it's going to be IUPUI now. And like you said, this is 11-4 half for T-side. We see maybe they've had a lot of time to think about maybe what they were doing. So we'll see what's going to happen.
There's
it's going to be
players B. There's 4 players B.
This is a B on B fight here. It's going to be a moggening. Players going down left and right.
Red IUPUIs. They have just read them. They had 4 B and 1 connector. They were full stacked against that B rush.
Oh, wow. It's just complete moggening. That is unreal. And IUPUI, they've gone for the fast play, but that's the problem with going those. They're sometimes really easily readable. It's the, first round of the new half, like for this overtime, well, they're probably going to do something fast. That's sometimes it works, so sometimes it's really easy to count. And it's the case here because they just completely them like
they're gonna start 4B again. Actually, Tech. Okay, they're actually indecisive. You see this? Tech is going up and down. He doesn't know where he wants to play. Now deciding to go back up A.
Yeah, late. Molly here. I'm gonna take water control. This looks solid.
Gumboot has cleared out all of close A. A lot of water presence from the T's. Oh, it's going to be a water retake. They've thrown the molly close. The flashbangs are going in. Big Daddy A blind. He gets away. They're lining up.
it's away 1-for-1. That could be worse. There was a lineup there that could have been way worse for IUPUI, I think.
Yeah. A lot of information gained from the CTs, though.
Back towards the problem is there's no A control. The A default never materialized to really anything, so they're kind of forced to be in this position.
Execute's coming in right now. They're flying in. The player Barrels has gotten one. IUPUI facing elimination. Can they break into this bomb site? They found one kill. Heaven is not smoked, and Tech is there with an off. 2 versus 3.
A player in the pit. This is such a tough
IUPUI
spot.
needs a miracle. CMX goes down Blake in a 1 versus 3. 18 to 16.
Hiding in the smoke.
He escaped the horrible situation he was in, but can he make something out of the opportunity?
It's back here, but
3.
they know. They
Just
know.
Posted on grates. He's actually gotten off the angle. I think they're not gonna Blake has a back turn, but he cannot find the second. It's gonna be a win for Boiler CS on map 3 in overtime. And so much was left on the table. Big Daddy is gonna be thinking back to that whiff he made on Dice for probably the next year. And IUPUI, they made the comeback, but they could not close it out in OT.
That was what a game that was. There didn't think at the beginning there it was so bad for IUPUI. Just everything was not working, and then CT side came wrong, and I don't want to did say I think at the beginning of this before the game is that IUPUI, I think their CT side was strong, but the T side always had an issue. I think that's, if you want thing to support my argument, I look no further than this match right here, because that's basically what we saw. CT side, they have the idea.
I mean, Snowcone so many impact rounds on that A-bomb site, and he's playing the supportive positions. Snowcone is not even in the positions he's supposed to multi-kill, but he's still multi-killing.
Yeah, he's just doing it. IUPUI are gonna be upset about that one, especially going after that nuke was so demoralizing. But it's IUPUI that's gonna be the end of their journey, and basically gonna finish basically somewhere around it's top 32, so basically somewhere around there.
If you lose round 1, I think that's technical. If there's no losers bracket, which it sounds like to you there's not, I mean, they're technically finished in 17th place.
It's a tough season as well for IUPUI. Obviously, they have in the regular season had issues with players show up and had 4v5s and hit for one. Cost them.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, right? I mean, if you are a team that's taking, I mean, presumably IUPUI was the low seed in this match. If you're a low seed in this match, and you could have won multiple games in the season if you had not, basically given them away for free, then you would have been playing against a low seed in this game, or at least a lower seed than what Purdue was. And you clearly showed that you had a chance against Purdue. I mean, it came down to one round, pretty much, in both map 1 and map 3. So
at the earlier in the season, I don't know but season IUPUI did receive a forfeit against Purdue. Why this was kind of a hype set kind of match, because Purdue had a forfeit. They were playing in another tournament that had it had a pretty big prize pool, final top 4, top 8 or something. So forfeited. So this was kind of finally the kind of decider of saying, hey, did IUPUI really deserve that forfeit? I'd say aside from the nuke, which I think we can maybe chalk up to just being like maybe a bad pick, and maybe just a little more overconfidence in IUPUI's own abilities. Or maybe
I just wonder how much research was done in the map, Vito.
I think there's probably none at all. I think IUPUI just went with what they thought they were confident in, just went on that. And probably after that Vertigo, they saw that Vertigo pick, they thought, okay, maybe we take a chance with. The thing is, I mean, they did just win. They had a really strong win on Mirage recently. Mirage was available. Could have gone
and
for
later
them.
banned by Purdue.
So who knows what would have happened there? But after that, Overpass, I think was a close series. They did come back. I mean, both teams did have their struggles on T side. Obviously, I had significantly more. But I think that definitely says that at least these teams were close and they were competitive because it definitely came down and it wasn't just a complete. So Purdue will advance bracket. We'll be playing against SU versus Kentucky. I don't know who it's you.
It could be Penn State.
Penn State, I guess, yeah. So
Yeah, well, if nothing else, map 1 and map 3 both delivered.
that was a great game.
But definitely, I mean, if you're IUPUI, it's got to be so frustrating, that loss, because you had to force overtime, which means any one round that you could swap out and redo in regulation is a one round that could have won you the game, right? And so many rounds, just having like somebody watching flank could have won them the round.
So it's yeah. IUPUI are going to be, unfortunately, IUPUI are going to be about this one. So thank you all for watching. Wait, stream. I'm probably be coming back. I think IUPUI is going to be in the finals for CEC, a small tournament that should happen very soon. Schedule. So they play the winner of UCF and UC Austin tomorrow, 5 p.m. And they will want to schedule it maybe tomorrow, but I don't know how that's going to work that game, so it might have to be on Monday or might be after Thanksgiving, depending. So see how all for watching.